the Friday edition. As advertised, the no Jason Wilde edition today.
What happened? I didn't know this.
Gymnastics tournament scheduled on a Friday. Oh, yeah, you shared this yesterday when you went to your webinar with Annex Wealth Management.
I went to my webinar. The show was over. We finished the second to last segment.
Covered a lot of ground in the 45 seconds you weren't around for at the end of the show. Yeah, gymnastics tournament for Jason scheduled on a Friday morning.
Yeah, that happens.
So he is unavailable for us today. We wish him well. He'll be back on Monday. In the meantime, I am Jesse Nelson. I'm normally the producer of Wilde Tausch. Today I slide over to become the host of the show alongside the Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer. Joining me in the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison, he's Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning.
Good morning, buddy.
Riley Yauk, our cousin sub of the day, producing the show here with us. Look at all big party here in the Everlight Solar Studio. You sure we should keep
today. This will be my second little bit of Olympics that I've watched. I'm not sure that's going to be good if we have all this on as the show's going. I'm just letting you know I'm going to get distracted. But that's
the skeleton.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, we got skeleton. They had the snowboard cross a moment ago. Curling's on over here.
Do you think they came up with the skeleton? Like, you think somebody just was like, I'm going to slide down this hill as fast as I can with literally nothing, like a skeleton, and then let's turn that into an Olympic sport?
Yeah, like it's just competitive sledding. On ice.
I love sledding.
But it's on a track, so it's not like sledding would just be more like skiing where you're just going downhill.
If you're curling and a shoe hits the other stone, is that you're out? Because they just did shoe cam and the shoe hit the stone.
It's a great question.
Yeah,
where's
no
Hambone?
idea.
You can't kick. Okay.
By the way, Matt Hamilton, I understand.
This was a bad idea.
He obviously, they ended up getting beat, right? In the qualifiers.
Did. So Matt Hamilton's squad did not qualify for the Olympics.
Shouldn't he be over in Italy commentating?
You would think.
Like, why is he not an analyst?
He's a professional broadcaster here at ESPN
He's been
Madison.
doing this for 5 years. I would think this is tailor-made for him.
If nothing else, he should be in Stamford, Connecticut, working with NBC, covering it in their studio.
He should be over there, like, consulting and teaching people how to curl over at the Olympics, be kind of that man on the street. Yeah, it's perfect for him.
So as you can tell, today's going to be a fun show. 844-770-3776
Lord knows
is
he
your
takes
way
enough vacation anyways. Like, why not? He's going to get paid to be over here in Milan.
All right.
Do we disagree?
I do not disagree. Matt
totally.
Hamilton should be part of the NBC
and even
broadcast.
if they did, he should have just showed up with a microphone.
Yeah. He did do some broadcasting. I think CBS Sports Network had one of the North American tournaments. But like the junior tournament.
No offense to that. This is the blanking Olympics, man.
He's a gold medalist. It's the blanking Olympics.
Exactly.
Curling's one of the most popular sports. He's the most popular athlete.
Curling is one of the most popular sports.
The team was named after another guy on the team, and everyone knew Matt more than that guy. Matt should be part of the coverage of NBC's Olympic coverage.
Agreed.
Okay, so you teased earlier this week. We have a lot of ground to cover today. We're going to talk about the Packers' backup quarterback situation.
Can't wait to hear about Riley's Valentine's Day plans.
Riley's Valentine's plans.
I'm always on edge here.
He's wearing red today.
I don't want to jinx anything. I know he was quilling love letters, and then he used the L word last time he subbed.
Oh, my.
After like a week and a half.
That's an exaggeration.
Not by much.
Quick. I had a few more weeks on him. Then
less than a month.
No, it was over
you
a
act
month.
Like
It was
I'm
just
crazy
over a month.
saying it was a week.
A month is fast.
Yes. So I just wanted to make sure that Valentine's Day, that young love.
Appreciate it.
Big Badger basketball game tonight at the Kohl Center that Tausch will be in attendance for.
I will be.
The voice of the Badgers and my fake dad, Matt Lepay, scheduled to appear in the 10 o'clock hour today. You did tease earlier this week, Tausch, that you wanted to not fix, because I wouldn't say the Olympics are broken, but you have a topic that you discussed while hosting ESPN Radio nationally last weekend.
Yeah, on
that
Super
you think
Bowl
would
Sunday.
improve the Olympics.
So so I've filled in now. I was the, I guess, football host with Peter Burns. Probably two or maybe it's been 3 years ago already that we did every week, and then Courtney Cronin and who's the other? Katie George has risen to stardom, and Peter always says I'm the only one that hasn't risen to stardom. I'd argue I'm sitting here with you on a Friday, so take that, Burnsy. But we started talking Olympics, And it was Lindsey Vonn had busted
that
her
was
leg
the big
literally
story.
right before we went on air. So that's why otherwise it would have been a Super Bowl preview. And I'm just looking at this, and the Winter Olympics are great. I'm not going to sit here. I don't watch a ton of it. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm a huge fan.
How do you not? You're a hockey dad. Like the Winter Olympics
there's
feel like it's your
actual,
wheelhouse.
Like, live hockey that I'm watching. And like you, I'm not proposed to watch 1 o'clock in the afternoon curling. That's just not where I want to be. Not at this point in my life. So the evenings are a little
offended by
bit
that.
trickier. But what I was saying is, and I've said this for years, the Summer Olympics are just littered with activities and great events. They're everywhere. And you have track and field, you have swimming, you have basketball, you have, correct me if I'm wrong, gymnastics.
Gymnastics is Summer
So
Olympics.
there's
yeah.
so many that they're indoor sports. Like, put a convention center up and do this where you're hosting the Winter Games. You don't need all of those events because they all get overshadowed. Here, we're completely crazy about people sweeping brooms to get, like, this is one of the most popular.
Curling is one of the most popular Winter
Which
Olympic
is insane.
sports. Yes.
No offense, but it's insane.
So what are the most popular? Figure skating is big because they put that in prime time. The snowboarding,
hockey, obviously,
number
women's
one.
hockey, men's hockey is big.
Yeah, and then curling's probably up there with
But
those
hockey,
four.
listen, I am a hockey. Since Max has been playing, I am all in on hockey. I watch obviously more than I imagine I ever would. But like, that's a 4th or 5th tier sport in the country. Like, it just is. Canada, it's 1, and then outside. So when we play Canada, I'll get excited. I'm not real excited when we beat Slovenia 6-1.
Big
like,
win over
whatever.
Latvia yesterday.
Whatever. Yeah. So my point is, when you have the disparity of events, and this wouldn't be me asking track and field to be doing javelin throws in 25 inches of snow. Now, would that be something people would watch? Absolutely they would. But my point is, and where Burnsy and I got to last week, and I thought we could have a fun little deal. I didn't know if Jason would appreciate this or like it, so that's why I thought this would be a good day to do it.
Appreciate you saving that for me. Yeah.
There was, when it was a 2002, it was the NFL expansion draft. The Houston Texans were brought into the league. And there was a thought, you get to protect, I want to say the Green Bay Packers could protect 40 players of their 53. And those other 13 are available to the Houston Texans to draft. And then every round that goes by, I believe you can pull a player. So at that point, I was young, and I think the Packers protected me. I don't even know how it all worked out. I was not drafted by the Houston expansion draft.
But theoretically, you could have been.
Everybody could have been. There were high-priced guys. Like Tony Baselli ended up being the first overall pick in that expansion draft to, I believe, the Jacksonville Jaguars back
yeah.
when no, it was Houston. I think he ended up finishing his career in Houston. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, 95 was the Jaguars and the Panthers.
The
and
Texans was 01 or 02.
Yeah.
So that all happened. So it made me think, why wouldn't NBC host an expansion draft right after these games and say, you know what, Winter Olympics, I'm going to let you protect 5 sports, and then the summer games get to poach 2 each. They get to poach, whatever that's going to be. And then so it made me think, what would the Winter Games, what would be their 5 protected sports that the Olympic Games, Games would
the winter is protecting, or is the summer protecting?
The summer's protecting. The winter gets to poach.
That's what. Okay, because that's what you started by saying. You wanted like basketball to go to the winter.
The winter needs more activities.
Okay,
and there's plenty of activities indoor that would really be awesome in these Winter Games. Now, some would say, well, the Winter Games are great. Listen, you can improve it. Like this could and should be improved. I shouldn't be watching prelims of Latvia playing Estonia in curling. Like, I'm not interested. I think as an American audience, I don't think we care. Now, will we watch it because you're bored? Yeah, I'm sure some people will. I mean, you're sitting there at 2 PM watching
the gold medal game for Team USA mixed doubles curling.
Lithuania's 5th speed skater or whatever it is. So whatever the case may be. So my question and what I'd like this exercise to do, and we can do this throughout the day. Mm-hmm. What are you protecting? And what do you think is the best fit from a summer game to be in the Winter Olympics.
So that's really what this is.
Yes.
I feel like your real thing is you want basketball in the Winter
No,
Olympics.
what really needs to happen is gymnastics needs to be a winter sport.
But we don't.
Let me tell you something. Where's Wilde today?
A
Is it the middle of June?
Yeah.
No, it's February. It is a winter sport. Why are we slamming it in the summer when you got track and field and swim? We're like, what are we doing? It is a very popular sport. It actually fits great with ice skating. There's very similar. It's judging. Let's utilize those two against each other in the winter games so you could go different days. You're going to have a monster event. It makes no sense. It's not a summer sport. Why is it in the summer games?
Riley?
Swimming, also a winter sport.
But
That's
there are,
big in the summer.
Is there ever outdoor swimming? Is there? But indoor volleyball? Like, this way you could get sand volleyball. They could also do double Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I love beach volleyball. It's a great game. And indoor, put in the winter. Like, to me, the no-brainers in this are indoor volleyball and gymnastics need to be in the winter. After that, I am open for interpretation, but those two sports should not be protected. And if I'm NBC, I'm sitting there to the IOC or whatever the gymnastics conference is, and I'm saying, hey, man, it'd be a lot better we put this in the winter games. You're going to get a lot more exposure. And, oh, by the way, Sid and Madison have meets today. Oh, you know what'd be really cool? Oh, I just watched so-and-so. I just watched Simone Biles hit a triple sow cow. And, oh, my gosh, she did this. And the excitement level would spur. And then, oh, you know what else is interesting? Maybe more people will sign up for gymnastics. Oh, well, we don't have that going in the summer, but we do in the winter. Oh, the competitions. Oh, that might be worth it.
Yeah.
There is no good explanation for me not getting this implemented.
Wrestling, also winter sport. We got girls regionals going on.
Okay.
State of Wisconsin right now.
That's right.
Move that to the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, I'm fine
it's
with
indoor.
wrestling. Now, again, I don't want to sit here and poach. I got two poaches. I just gave you my poaches.
I'd poach wrestling and swimming.
Okay.
All right, if I may.
Yeah.
I really feel like Jason sometimes when I do this, and this is one of them. 844-770-3776 is the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Which sports would you like to poach from the Summer Olympics to place in the Winter Olympics? 844-770-3776. This is Tausch's idea to improve the Olympic experience both in the summer and in the winter games every 4 years. All right. One of the highlights of my life, I would say. It's not the same as getting married, or it's not the same as having kids,
boy.
but one of
This
the
isn't going
highlights
well.
of my professional life.
There you go.
When I was a senior in college at Bradley University, I had
Bowled a 220.
no $2.99. Thank you. I had the opportunity.
9 pin.
Bowling is going to be part of the Summer Olympics when they come around next, I believe.
Wow.
I had the opportunity to work for NBC as an intern for the 2014 Winter Olympics
Is that
were in
right?
Sochi. Yes. So I got to go to Stamford, Connecticut, which is where the NBC studios are, and worked an
Why is
overnight
every
shift.
big broadcasting center in Connecticut?
don't
Is there
know.
some big? Is there like
good
great
question.
airwaves there?
I think it's because they want to, it was like an hour train ride from New York City. So I think they want to be like close to New York City, but pay less taxes. And Connecticut might be the best. That's a theory. I don't know that. They didn't tell us that in orientation.
Well, did you ask?
I did not. No, as a senior in college working for the Olympics, I did not ask why are all the big sports media
I had
companies
you
in
as a
Connecticut.
little more inquisitive. All right, continue.
Not at that time. It was awesome. I got to cut highlights that were used like in the opening ceremonies broadcast on national TV, things that went up online that instantly got 1 million views. Like, it was an incredible experience learning the behind the scenes production of how the
It's almost
entire
like when
Olympics
you
broadcast worked.
saluted Uke with a Coors Light. Continue.
It is nothing like that, but regardless, I love the Winter Olympics because I had that experience to be that close to it. And in a lot of offices in America, I would be the Winter Olympics guy. Not in this office where we have the gold medalist Matt Hamilton, who competed in multiple Olympics. So that sucks.
Is that why
for
you're
me,
try to
but-
get Hamilton out so you could be the winner?
Yeah, that'd be
Olympics guy?
nice. Yeah, I'd like to be the Winter Olympics correspondent if we didn't have an Olympic gold medalist who curled. But I love the Winter Olympics. What NBC loves to do is showcase, because the audience that watches the Olympics, at least as of 2014, is majority women. You may not think that because it's sports, and generally sports demographic skews male. Women watch the Olympics more than men do. And in large part, that's because with the Summer Olympics, you have the gymnastics that more females are involved in nationwide. And in the Winter Olympics, you have figure skating. And that's another one that it appeals more, and I think more women are involved in figure skating than men are. So that's a big component of the broadcasts in prime time for NBC for the Winter Olympics and for across the world, really. So why would they want to take gymnastics, which essentially is the version of figure skating that the Summer Olympics has, and why would they put that in the same thing as figure skating? So it's just all in one, and nothing is in the other then, in that genre of competition.
There's still plenty of other sports that, and by the way, let's fact check that women are the predominant.
I'll check it.
Yeah, fact check
in
it.
2014, they told it to us.
I would bet it's much closer to 50-50. And by the way, you don't think women are going to want to watch women's ice hockey also?
Of course they are. Of course.
Okay, so what are we talking about? They want, and I'm not going to specify what I don't know what women want. Just like Mel Gibson, don't know.
You and Mel.
This whole concept is, if you're talking about, I think dudes love just watching the competition, and I can only speak for like my wife. They're more interested in the story, how they got there, the storylines, and I don't think it really falls on gender lines that they really. Well, now obviously, if you have a daughter in gymnastics, you're going to be more intrigued to watch. That's why we watch a lot of Livy Dunn in our houses, because Eleanor's a big fan. That's how this goes. So it's a winter sport. It's indoors. That's why it should be a winter sport. And it's not going to, if you think that moving gymnastics is going to kill the summer games, I'm sorry. I can't get on that.
Of the ones that I would protect in this theoretical expansion draft that you're proposing, I think Summer Olympics would protect gymnastics. I think that's a big component of the Summer Olympics. Now, there are others that you make a good case for.
It is, but I would bet the numbers for the Winter Olympics are a lot less than the Summer Olympics.
Generally, yeah, because there's regions geographically and regionally around the world. Like the Summer Olympics, there's more games and there's more athletes involved, and it appeals to more countries because there are fewer countries that have snow and ice.
Why are there only 8 ends in women's curling and 10 in men's?
There's 10 in women's also. It's 8 for mixed doubles.
Why?
It's a faster game. They throw fewer rocks.
Why?
844-770-3776.
All of these are 10 ends, and then all of a sudden, the other it's 7-5 in the 8th. Oh, we got it. Well, no, there's
why
2
are the
ends
rules
yet.
different for doubles tennis compared to singles tennis?
It's not.
Doubles badminton compared to
doubles
singles
is the
badminton.
same as female. You got to win 2 out of 3.
The court is different dimensions.
Yeah. There's more bodies out there.
844-770-3776. That's the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line. We're going to do our expansion draft for the Winter Olympics. What games do they want to poach from the summer games, and what games would the summer games protect? We're going to talk about that a little bit more coming up next. Seeing some fun responses already coming in on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line in the YouTube comments. You know where to find us. And you also know where you can find Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin this weekend.
Our homes, they need to be ready for just about anything in Wisconsin year-round. We had January. It was warm. It was freezing. Now, beautiful weekend ahead. That's why Pella focuses on quality and durability in everything that they do. And, Riley, I don't know what you got planned with that lovely new young lady of yours, but there is nothing more romantic than visiting booth 420 at the Nary Spring Home Improvement Show down at Wisconsin State Fair Park. It starts today, goes all the way through the 15th. Take your gal. Go down there and check out. Oh, boy, these windows would look real nice, wouldn't they? Book an in-home consultation at that show, and you're going to receive a free Design Works rendering. Don't miss out, of course, on this great deal of 0% financing for up to 4 years. That ends on February 28th. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more. Riley, don't you think that, I don't know your gal at all, don't you think there'd be, if you just said, you know what, we're going to head down, we're going to get a meal, and then we're going to go check out some unbelievable windows at the Nary Spring Home Improvement Show. I don't know.
Booth 420.
We might be able to swing that as long as, there's still the dinner at night. That could be like the pre-dinner activity.
Absolutely.
We can make that work.
Well, there you go.
A lot of fun things to check out. 844-770-3776. Olympic fans, this one's for you. Looking for your responses. What games should the Winter Olympics poach from the Summer Olympics? This was Tausch's big idea with Peter Burns on ESPN Radio nationally on Super Bowl Sunday, and we're now bringing it to Wilde and Tausch. Checking your responses. Coming up next, it's Jesse and Tausch on Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
That's why I said the toughest part to me for the Packers is that the division is, I think, better than it's been.
The best 60 minutes of your day happens on the Homer Hour.
So the issue is, and I'm working on the T-shirt right now, this season is very simple.
This guy.
Got to win the damn division.
Weekday afternoons from 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen and Encanto in one exciting family experience. Sing along with Anna and Elsa in wintry Arendelle. And celebrate the power of love, y familia, with Mirabel and Bruno in the show everyone will be talking about, live in your hometown. Now playing at Fiserv Forum this week. Great seats still available. Visit DisneyOnIce.com and get your tickets today.
At Ewald Automotive Group, we believe in life, liberty, and the pursuit of lower payments. That's why we're giving you $1,500 over book value for your trade. Get into a new vehicle with payments starting under $250 a month. Over 1,400 vehicles backed by our low price guarantee. $1,500 more for your trade. Payments starting under $250. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of lower payments. Based on Kelley Blue Book Fair Trade Value. Applies to 2013 or newer model years. Payment offer on select vehicles with approved credit expires month end.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Happy New Year. Hopefully you enjoyed the holidays and spent time relaxing. Now it's tax time. I know, it's not the most wonderful time of the year, wondering if you are getting a refund or money to the IRS or to the state, waiting for all the forms to come and wondering what is deductible. Control the situation instead of letting it control you. Let us help you understand all the new tax laws, how they affect you, and how to take advantage of them. Last year, we helped Janet and Norm go from owing $43,000 to getting a $500 refund. We can help you too. The first meeting is free. Call now, 414-325-2040, or visit neilgroup.net. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
That's where we're at right now. Tausch has an idea for the Winter Olympics in an expansion draft to poach some sports from the Summer Olympics. Which ones should they be? 844-770-3776. By the way, I didn't have the heart to tell you, but this curling that we have here on in the studio is on Peacock. So you are watching Peacock right now with me here in the studio.
Oh, there you go.
Congratulations. You did it. Made it big time. Jesse and Tausch today on Wilde Tausch. Jim and Madison, very mean text. Not very nice. Don't appreciate that. Not very nice.
Well, what was it?
There is no topic on your show on which Jesse Nelson's opinion is of any interest or value.
That is mean.
Very mean.
What, you provided
that,
the open
Jim.
for NBC's Olympics opening coverage?
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
When so they have this like international feed, and there was this entire like 60-minute just feature on Sochi with like scenery, and they came to us the morning of the ceremonies that was going to air in primetime on NBC at 7 p.m. And they said, we need a couple more shots of Sochi. Can you find a few of those? And so I just grabbed like 3 of them, put them in. First thing, when they started the opening ceremonies at 7 p.m. on NBC, the 3 things that I got.
Look at you.
Those are really cool.
Boy,
we're watching it at a restaurant. I'm like, that's awesome.
Now
I did that.
I have to beg you to get audio that was delivered right into your inbox. Isn't that something? You went from digging deep, going out to Sochi, taking pictures. I'm sure did you poach it off the internet?
Well, I mean, it was an international feed.
Sure.
But
no,
it
but I'm
was
saying,
from,
did you go out on the streets and take like blossoms and pictures of Sochi, or did you just find it on the internet?
Again, I was in Stamford, Connecticut.
You weren't in?
No, I was in Connecticut.
Oh.
Our experience was way better than the ones that went to Sochi. The ones that went to Sochi had a miserable time.
I'm sure
they did.
Yeah.
I promise you they did.
No, I believe it.
844-770-3776. Improving.
I can't get that audio. It's too much, but I'll go out to Sochi and get. Come on.
I didn't go to Sochi. Josh and Kenosha, welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How do you want to improve the Olympics?
So, first off, good morning, guys. Happy Friday. I know there's probably going to be some pushback to this.
Ooh, I love it.
Strong arguments to be made.
Okay.
For the Winter Olympics poaching basketball.
Yeah.
Because the basketball season is October through April, which is the winter months. It's an indoor sport. You could give them a 2-week break for the Olympics. Most of these guys don't play a lot anyway.
Definitely not in the All-Star game.
The All-Star break is that time. Yeah. Yep. So it's one of those things where what's a more global game right now than basketball?
Move basketball to the winter.
Josh, if you think that I was going to fight you on that, you're crazy. No, I'm totally on board. And by the way, what is the format for this week's All-Star game?
U.S. versus the world,
Would
Tausch.
that be something? And everybody's complaining. We got KD saying the old heads do this, but look at Luka Doncic and Joker. They lay on the floor. I think it might be kind of interesting to get a little battle between the U.S. and that. I'm all in on that. Yeah, poach away.
Oh, I love it.
Absolutely, poach away.
Any others, Josh, or was that your big one?
That was my big one, but if I had to pick a second one, I would say either swimming or gymnastics. I agree with 100%.
Yep.
See, swimming belongs in the summer.
Swimming should be a summer. I am totally on board, even though it's indoor.
Just because you
diving and all that stuff, I 100% think should be summer. I agree.
It feels like an outdoor thing, and then you can go outside to a pool.
Why on
and do
earth
it?
would the volleyball lobby not push to get indoor in the winter? It would expand their reach. Like whoever is handling that is foolish.
That would be my number one. I think
Josh's point there is, I've never seen people. Brian Windhorst, the insider of insiders for ESPN, said on air today he's so fed up with the All-Star game, he ain't even going to watch it on Sunday. It's his job.
Yeah, what?
He has to watch
What does he mean?
No, I have to imagine he's being hyperbolic, but it's in L.A. Now, I know I think he's a Nebraska guy. He said he ain't going to watch it.
Windy?
It's his job. But that is the overall point. I'm not going to watch it. I'm with him. And how much better would it be if they were over playing in wherever they are, Milan? 100%.
I care more about the Celebrity All-Star Game because I want to see Giannis coach Shams. I want to see how that goes down.
I couldn't be less interested.
Yeah,
No.
All-Star Saturday night is the thing that's the most fun to me to watch still. So I'll have that on in the background whatever we're doing on Saturday.
Dunk contest?
Yeah, 3-point contest, the skills challenge.
LeBron James ruined the dunk contest.
Well, yeah, but he never did it.
Yes.
Text coming in. We're still improving the Olympics.
They should do a one-on-one tournament is what they should do. Bracket off the top 8 and just go one-on-one to 5 and watch that. That would play out well on TV.
Text from the 608. Remember to include your name and where you're texting us from so we can give you a proper shout-out when you have good ideas like this. This is from the 608. Move the shot put from the summer to the winter and have the snowballs be like paintballs colored so you can see where they land in the snow and it explodes and poofs.
Listen, man, I'm not going to poo-poo our fans because I love feedback. I love interaction. But that is a really dumb idea.
That's not a dumb idea. It'd be fun. It'd be like little fireworks happening every time. Oh, look where I landed. 38.3.
I ain't watching that.
844-770-3776.
But I love the creativity. I don't want to, and that's where I'm always a little torn because I have to be honest, but I also don't want to discourage.
Ron in Rome has some feedback for you. If they had basketball and gymnastics in the Winter Olympics, no one would watch the ice and snow sports because those would be more popular. That's why they want to keep them in the summer
If you're
games.
telling me people aren't going to go still watch hockey and still watch ice skating, of course they will.
See, I think hockey and basketball being two of the American, North American mainstream sports, those belong in different Olympics. So if you're like, hockey's not going to play Summer Olympics, so that has to be the Winter Games, and its counterpart is basketball, and that would then belong in the Summer Olympics. So I think that's also part of the strategy if I'm the Olympic Committee, like gymnastics and figure skating, similar, so you want to put them in different ones. Basketball and hockey, similar, so you want to put them in different ones. That's part of the philosophy. The volleyball one is interesting.
Maybe I'm overestimating how great the summer games are in comparison to the winter games. Maybe.
I like the winter games better.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I
you're just
promise.
more
Is that
bored.
because
You're
you're
more
biased
bored.
because you worked on them in
It
2014?
might be.
No,
but
it is, but also summer games. You're up at the cabin. You're up at Up North Joe writing trivia, eating meat raffles, and canoeing out the lake. So the summer is just a different deal too.
You realize
you're
I just
bored,
did that 2
it's
weeks
cold.
ago.
No, I know, but you're bored and it's cold, and you're sitting there thinking at people sweeping brooms, pushing these things, that this is like the best TV you're going to watch. Like, that's where you're at.
I love curling. The strategy that's involved in it, it's similar to like baseball. And
I'm sure you love curling.
I do.
I just love how
curling.
everybody is on board, and the curling clubs are packed like 2 weeks after, and then you start wondering how many people actually will go out and curl. It's pretty limited.
Well, it's kind of a difficult thing to get into. It's very niche. All the Olympic sports are niche. Skating.
Oh, yeah. I look at ski hills, and nobody's out skiing.
One of the...
That's why all these ski hills are... Like, come on, Jesse. They're all niche. Yeah. Yeah, skiing. Nobody skis. Nobody skis. What a... Wow.
Keep your responses coming. We will continue to monitor them throughout the course of the show. We are going to get to some Packers conversation coming up next.
Okay, so... Flag football is coming to the Summer Olympics in 2028.
Yeah.
What if that was in the Winter Olympics?
No,
we play it in the elements.
I think the whole concept of that is dumb. And I am as pro football as you're going to find. That whole thing is kind of whatever.
Why?
I just don't like it. I don't.
Well, if you just think of it as a different sport than football, it's flag football. They're playing it differently.
Then don't call
There's different
football.
players
Just call
playing
it flag.
Flag.
Just going to play flag.
Play some flag.
Yeah.
Here's one. I would imagine that at some point in the near future, pickleball would have a great chance.
Pickleball is 100%
to become an Olympic sport.
1,000%, and it could be an outdoor sport because I would argue the elements are going to make it a little trickier. You could do a summer and winter. You have an indoor because there are indoor specialists, and obviously outdoor. And you know where I'm going to go when it's going to be indoor, and that's going to be in Menominee Falls, in Green Bay, and also coming up soon in West Allis, the Pickler. Menominee Falls, it's going to be an Olympic sport. I think Jesse's right. Right off of Appleton Avenue, an indoor pickleball spot. Weather is not going to be an excuse. It's built for everybody. Beginners, former athletes, anyone that just wants to move a little bit more. And they're offering free learn-to-play clinics every Monday and Saturday at noon. No experience, no gear. They're going to teach you everything. You're going to get a great workout. You're going to meet people, and it's going to be something you come back for again and again. And I'm going to tell you what happens. I'm telling you this is what happens all the time. Oh, I don't know. It's not. You can even get a sweat, and you're going to be 2.5 hours in. You're going to get 8,000 steps. You're going to be sweating, and you're going to say, I got to get back for more. And that's why we have all of these locations that the Pickler is going to now stop in again at the Pickler, Menominee Falls. Contact the club directly, starting online at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com. Again, tomorrow at noon, free learn to play clinic at the Pickler in Menominee Falls.
So we've covered curling, basketball, volleyball, gymnastics, figure skating.
How about that, though? Indoor and outdoor pickleball.
Yeah,
get the winter games.
Mm-hmm. No doubt that's coming.
Oh, it's definitely going to be an indoor. I wonder if they'll go outdoor as well. I think they should do both.
We'll get back to our wheelhouse and talk about Green Bay Packers football. Upcoming decisions to make here this offseason for some free agents, including...
I also feel bad for these ski hills that nobody skis.
I didn't say nobody skis. Did I say nobody
you said
skis?
Niche. All of them are niche.
They are niche. You got to buy all the
skiing is
equipment.
not niche.
They all feel expensive.
Yeah, definitely.
Which therefore
little barrier
makes it niche.
I just wonder how is the exoskeleton one expensive? You just tube down a hill?
How do you get started on skeleton?
It's probably tricky. Bobsled's expensive.
Fun.
We'll talk Green Bay Packers next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
At Associated Bank, we thought about speaking like other banks with hoity-toity names like Total Privilege Pay or something. But we don't speak bankish, we speak your language. When we say 2-day early pay, we mean you get paid 2 days early. $50 overdraft grace zone? That's a grace zone of up to $50 if overdrafts happen. And maintenance fee free account? Well, that speaks for itself. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
If you're into muskie fishing, the Muskie Expo is the place to be this coming weekend, the 13th through the 15th, where you'll find an excellent assortment of everything muskies, held at the Washington County Fair Park. Find out more at muskieexpo.com.
When winter hits Wisconsin hard, Safe Plow hits back. Founded by two locals who know winter inside and out, Safe Plow delivers no-tolerance snow removal, meaning they're on it before, during, and after every storm for hospitals, retail centers, and all businesses that can't afford downtime. From small driveways to massive parking lots, Safe Plow's dedicated team keeps your property clear, safe, and accessible, prioritizing handicap ramps and disabled parking every time. At Safe Plow, they handle the blizzard, you handle your business. Serving Madison, Milwaukee, and all of southeastern Wisconsin. Book now at safeplow.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Tax refund season is here, but at Cunis, you don't need your tax refund to get a great ride. Right now, during the Cunis Keep Your Refund event, you don't have to spend your tax refund to drive something you'll love. Why? Because Cunis has added a huge selection of over 1,200 affordable pre-owned vehicles available right now across 3 Milwaukee area locations. That's Oak Creek Buick GMC, Greenfield Buick GMC, and Hope Chevrolet. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, all makes and models, and all priced to fit your budget, so you can hang on to your refund for the things that matter most. Pay down bills, take a trip, start a project, spend your refund how you want. With over 1,200 affordable vehicles, chances are the perfect one is waiting for you without touching your tax refund. Shop Cunis Oak Creek Buick GMC, Greenfield Buick GMC, and Hope Chevrolet today. The Keep Your Refund event, only at Cunis. Start your search at CunisMKE.com.
Truck crash? Call Gruber Offices. One call, That's all.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 20, Maurice Lucas, retired in 2006. Lucas at Marquette only 2 years, but he was so good. 74 NCAA championship game against NC State, 40 minutes, 21 points, 13 rebounds. In the semi-win over Kansas, 18 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Also, that game-winning shot in a win over Wisconsin that created the legendary post-game photo of the father of 2 Badger players very upset with Al McGuire. For your fellow fanatics and your number 1 fans, for your game day compatriots and your personal cheerleaders, for all the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Support your overall health so you can be your best for those who matter to you most. Call Eric Pearson. Eric Pearson, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so it's appropriate that we spend some time talking about the quarterback in Green Bay.
Well, I'll tell you what,
Malik
Canada
Willis.
just pulled ahead of the U.S., and there are 10 ends in this one.
Yeah, I told you there were 10 ends. It's mixed doubles.
Well, how am I
that has
supposed
8.
to know? They mix and match however they
Well,
feel.
you have a lot of opinions on the Olympics for admittedly saying at the start of the conversation that you haven't watched much of the Winter
I
Olympics.
can have opinions on things, and that's kind of what my job is.
What's your opinion on Malik Willis?
I think he's going to get paid. I love the comparison that Charles Woodson made, even though I don't know who was I arguing with yesterday about that. Maybe it was Homer, about he could be the next Sam Darnold. He was left for dead in Tennessee. They didn't want him. And to his credit, he hung in there. Super impressed with that first start. I think it was in Tennessee, where he was only here, and it's a totally different operation. And to go out and execute a plan. And I don't know who tweeted this yesterday, but I thought it was a really interesting point, as Green Bay is going to have to get a new backup. A lot of times teams look at it and say, I want someone similar so that we can run the same stuff, so to fit kind of like what Jordan Love does. And Jordan can do a lot of things, right? He's not known for designed runs. He can pull a ball on a read option, but that's not going to be where he lives. I love the idea of bringing someone in that can do all those things, that you can design 1 or 2 games around, like Malik Willis. And then he evolves into becoming a better passer. That is where I would love to see Green Bay get to. And as far as the Malik Willis part, I think it's awesome for him. This is what, from my perspective, I love it when people rise up and they have adversity. And in today's college landscape and pro, it's just everything is, oh, well, it's not working out. I'm going to go try somewhere else. And eventually, after you're on your 3rd or 4th spot, you're kind of looking like, maybe it's not the place. Maybe it's me.
Except Sam Darnold.
Nobody really wants to take that on. No, Sam Darnold embraced that. I think it's thought once he got in the right system, he didn't give. It's hard to not give in and give up on yourself. Sam Darnold wouldn't. Especially as a 3rd overall pick and you got money in the bank, shorty what you drank. You start looking at that and you say, maybe this is just, maybe I'm not built for this. He never let that get in his head. That's a hard thing to do. I admire the blank out of these guys that don't give in. Guys that will get cut 8 times and say, let me get cut a 9th. It's just that those guys are becoming. I got grilled yesterday the way of the white buffalo. What's the woolly mammoth?
The dodo, the woolly mammoth.
They keep telling me the woolly mammoth got recreated. I'm waiting to see. But these are becoming more and more these athletes are becoming more and more rare. Malik Willis bounced back up. He had to do it once. I don't think he's going to have to do it twice because I think he's going to get a nice contract. And I think it's going to be Arizona or Miami. That's where I would think he's going to end up.
So my thought on Malik Willis here is for the fans who kind of sent a message to us yesterday in our conversation, we were reflecting throughout yesterday's show on the most delightful surprise and the biggest disappointment of the 2025 Packers season. And there was some pushback from some of our fans saying, we don't care what happened. Move on. Time to move on. Well, then we probably need to stop talking about Malik Willis. Because Brian Gutekunst said last week, to be realistic, this is a quote, to be realistic, I think he's going to have a lot of opportunities to maybe play more than he would here. The general manager said that. He didn't say anything in his season-ending press conference last week, and he said that. So he's done with Malik Willis. He said he's going to have a lot of great opportunities. Good luck to him. So it's time to move on from the idea. I see a couple of texts here. Can we sign Malik Willis to a 3-year, $30 million deal? Can we sign him to a long-term deal, make him the backup? It's not happening.
No.
It's time to move on from Malik Willis. Thank you for your service. You did exactly what we wanted him to do.
And I know as fans, we always want everything that's in the best interest for us. He deserves this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
he
go
does.
get it. Give your opportunity. He's not a 22-year-old that's looking to just continue. He is now the guy, and he deserves to be the guy. And as far as pleasant surprises, you could have said Malik Willis, but I wasn't surprised.
No, not last year. 2 years ago, maybe.
2 years ago, very pleasantly surprised. He showcased what he could do, and I said, I don't know if there was a time I've ever felt better about having a backup quarterback have to play. And part of it is, obviously, there's going to be a steep drop-off between Rodgers and whoever they put in, or Favre. And I would have argued Favre, Rodgers, 07, that drop-off, Jordan to Malik. Malik Willis won a lot of games and put us in position to win some other games. Everything you could have dreamt about when you got that seventh round, you gave up a seventh for him, he delivered on. He deserves it. Go get paid. Go have a heck of a second act, third act, whatever it's going to be, wherever you end up.
So here's my question for you, and we're going to get to a couple of specific names coming up next regarding the backup quarterback situation. Because quite honestly, one of my least favorite things that we do every training camp is pay way too much attention to the backup quarterback, the third string quarterback, and what's going to like if Jordan Love gets hurt.
That was the nice part about last offseason. We didn't have to do that.
Right. So there's a couple of names that are coming up that we'll get to coming up next. What are the traits that you think are most important for a backup quarterback to exhibit that fit either the Green Bay Packers right now or in general? What is the best thing that you can have in a backup quarterback?
You first off need to be a great teammate because your ego is going to get in the way. And when you have a young player there developing, I want someone that is going to do everything in their power to help the starting quarterback win games. I want you to be prepared because you need to be prepared. You need to do so much more mental preparation to help your guy, and because you need to be ready. You're not going to get those reps throughout the season, and when you're called upon, you need to be ready to go. So you better be a worker, and you better be diligent about it because it's hard to stay on point when you don't get action. That's one. As far as where everything else goes, skills and all of that stuff is great, but be a great teammate. You need to even be better than almost every other teammate because of the position you're in. And if you have somebody that you that the fans might be clamoring for, you need to even ramp it up another notch because you need to be supportive, but you still need to have that inner drive to do it, but you have to do it in a way that isn't going to hurt the football team. So smart and loyal on top of obviously talent. Those are the qualities that you're really looking for.
And do you think that's best served for a young player who is just entering the league?
No.
So it's better as like a backup who maybe had a chance, blew it, and now is trying to preserve their career?
I love the idea of rehabilitating guys because they're humbled. A veteran that understands where he's at in his career that can go out and play. Because in most cases, and I wouldn't have felt this way last year, in most cases, you're not asking this guy to save your season. You're asking him to give your team a chance to stay in a season, 2 or 3 games. If your starting quarterback is out 6 to 10 weeks, you're probably in trouble. if you're in the position that Denver was in, you have to be in a better spot than what Jarrett Stidham led him. Malik Willis would have been. So it's a spot that I think gets overlooked way too often, and it shouldn't, because it's vital to make sure that you're in that mix.
We'll talk more about the Packers' backup quarterback situation because Nick and Wanakee on the Carbless Talking text line, 844-770-3776, lists more. He points out Malik Willis was the difference between the Packers making the playoffs and not making the playoffs each of the last 2 years.
No doubt. Can't argue with that.
The narrow margin that they made the playoffs in the games that he stepped in and helped win, great case to be made there from Nick and Wanakee. So who is that going to be next year? If Jordan Love were to miss some time, who could be the options
not
to
on
step
the team
in?
Right now.
Well, we'll talk about that because there is an option from a player that's not on the team that would fit the mold of Malik Willis that we could talk about coming up next. I don't know if this is something you can wager on at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. I do know there's a bunch of events going on between the college sports, college basketball, the All-Star game this weekend, of course, the Winter Games. A lot of fun things to check out at the sports book at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
They do. We got baseball's going to get started here shortly. Jesse and I will probably be heading down there. We'll be doing some Brewers stuff. We'll maybe even take a look with the Bucks starting to win again. Maybe we'll dabble there, but that's the beautiful part. They have a great sports book, great table games, great slots, great entertainment, great food. The Hard Rock Casino Rockford has everything, and they will elevate your high-limit room experience. It'll deliver premium table games that are tailored for discerning players with enhanced game rules, including blackjack, where the dealer will stand on a soft 17, which gives you that much better odds. That is the kind of authentic high-limit action that sets Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart from everywhere else. Your next hand could be your best yet. Visit the high-limit room at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, about 60 minutes from the greater Madison area location, right off of I-90 at big old purple and gold guitar down there in Rockford, Illinois.
Potential options to become the next Green Bay Packers backup quarterback, following in the footsteps of Malik Willis.
Oh, nice win for the women from the great old US of A.
And Team USA women's curling.
Boy, they almost spit up, but they didn't.
They blew a big lead, but did win it in the 10th end over Canada. First win ever for Team USA against Canada in women's curling at the Winter Olympics.
Kudos to the gals. Does that knock Canada out then?
I don't think so. It's still the round robin portion of it. They just got started a day or two ago, so there's a long way to go yet for the curling. Not that you would know because you haven't watched any of it.
That's good. Good win. Anytime we beat Canada in ice sports, I'm fired up.
It does feel good, doesn't it?
Because that's their whole thing. And then when you beat them at the one thing they're good at, it's that much sweeter.
Well, that's hockey.
I would argue that
they're right up there with curling.
They were curlers. And then Hambone and the boys took them down. Boom.
More on Malik Willis or Tausch watching the Olympics here in
the studio. Maybe that's why the Canadian-U.S. relations haven't been as good as because of Hambone. You put it on Hambone.
I'm not touching that one. More next.
There.
It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the Neary Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free DesignWorks rendering. Rest easy with Pella's 10-year limited warranty and get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen.
There's no point of this season for the Lakers. That if you look at some of the other teams There's a point. The NBA has a major issue with tanking. There's 9 teams, as I count, that are better off losing than winning. That's a major problem that the league has, right? But the Lakers are in the no man's land category, and thus there is no point to this season. They have a top 5 player of all time in LeBron. They have a top 5 player in the sport in Luka. You can't tell me the point of this season is to win a championship because LeBron just told you they have no chance of doing that. You can't tell me the point of the season is for draft status. You can't tell me the point of the season is for player development with young players. The majority of the team is on an expiring contract to get to the team that Luka can build around. The only point of this season for the Los Angeles Lakers is to ultimately get LeBron James off the roster so they can restart this franchise around Luka. This is as pointless of a season for as relevant of a team as we have ever seen in the history of sports.
Time is valuable. That's why Lowe's Blueprint Takeoffs turn blueprints into quotes faster. Bring us your plans, and we'll generate itemized material lists to make quoting easier so you can get back to building. Plus, at the Lowe's Pro Desk, you get access to thousands of building materials not sold in store. And when your order's ready, we'll deliver everything to the job site. Improving is easy at Lowe's.
Can I take your coat?
Oh, you noticed. Yeah, I found it on eBay from a seller in Vegas. Pre-loved and perfect. She listed it and jackpot. Italian leather, classic trench silhouette. And did you see the braided buckle?
Hang on to your claim ticket.
Oh, I'll hang on to this forever. Have you been on eBay? There's so many finds. And I bet that diving watch would sell fast. Just saying.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. And from now through February 22nd, our listeners get 35% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $50 with the code ESPN35. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Who will the new backup quarterback be for the 2026 Green Bay Packers? As much as the conversations over the years about guys like Tim Boyle and who was that Whitewater guy that was around for Joe Callahan, those were obnoxious conversations in my view, because if Aaron Rodgers was getting hurt, they weren't going to make the playoffs anyway. Malik Willis saved the season the last 2 years. Nick and Waneke made that assertion. I agree with him. You agree with him. So it's significant
to know who the backup quarterback will be for the Green Bay Packers next year. And it's not going to be Malik Willis. Goody pretty much said he's gone in his press conference last week. Stop holding out hope that they're going to sign him to any kind of long-term contract. It's not happening. So who's it going to be?
I don't know many people that are hoping that or that are thinking that's going to happen.
I've seen more responses than you might think in conversation, just reviewing the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line, all that. So who's it going to be? On the roster, Desmond Ridder, former Atlanta Falcons starter, was picked up at the end of the season when they were dealing with all those quarterback injuries. So he's around. He's a guy who was a starter in Atlanta, has been humbled, is no longer obviously with the Falcons, was signed late in the season because he wasn't on anyone's roster in crunch time, and could have a chance to be a similar style rehabilitation product like Malik Willis was. He's there. Do you think he's a viable option to be the backup quarterback next year?
He's going to get an opportunity, and what I don't want to do is poo-poo He obviously struggled in Atlanta, even though he played well and beat the Green Bay Packers, I think, a couple of years, maybe in Jordan's first year as a starter. He has not had a good NFL career up to this point. He was out of the league, and Green Bay picked him up late at the end of last season. I'm not going to say that it can't happen because I did not think Malik Willis was going to be able to have the impact that he had. Matt LaFleur deserves a ton of credit for how he has developed and helped grow quarterbacks. Now, you could also argue, I don't even remember the dude that started in the Minnesota game. They didn't give him a chance. They wanted to run the clock out and just be done.
Clayton Tooney.
The Toonster.
The Toonster. So I'm not gonna poo-poo. They obviously released him and didn't think he was going to be the guy. You mentioned all of the other guys. So It is not. Don't think that what happened with Malik Willis is ordinary. It's not. Ritter had a good career at Cincinnati. He has the skill. He has some skills that you really like, but I think he will have every opportunity to do it. I would probably say I don't feel overly confident, but I'm not going to just write it off and say he doesn't have a chance because I said that same thing about Malik Willis. I felt that way, and then he went out and played once. It's like, okay, well, this is good. He can run. They designed a really good plan. I thought it was one of Matt LaFleur's best days as a head coach. And then he continued to evolve and got better and better, and that's the sign of good coaching at that spot. So you get a full offseason, you get preseason, and you'll get a good look to see. I feel like their identification of guys, especially as that backup, has been pretty good. So he'll get that option. I would guess there'll be a young guy because Goody also said he likes the Ron Wolf way of thinking where you're bringing young players in and letting them, especially now that you can practice squad and not count on that game day activation. It's a good problem to have, and you want to get as many guys with as much talent in that room. Let Matt LaFleur and his staff cook and get these guys up so that they're ready to go. And, you always are looking for another Hasselbeck, Aaron Brooks, guys that, as Jordan is just getting started in his career, can be a great backup, and then you can flip for a pick in 2 or 3 years. That's the goal of what you should be looking to do.
So there's another name floating around here. I've seen this one on social media. I'm seeing it here on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line. List is more, including from Sam in Kenosha, who, by the way, Sam, thanks for the recommendation for the Log Jam in Menominee. He's our UW Stout alum who texted in that recommendation. I went there after the game I did on Wednesday night. Great spot. Thank you, Sam. Will Levis is the name that they are floating. So if you could trade a 7th-round pick or whatever it would take to get Will Levis, who was buried on the bench in Tennessee, a former quarterback who was drafted highly, was expected to be the starter for a long time. Obviously, the coach gets fired. The team sucks. They get the number 1 pick. They draft Cam Ward. He looks like he's going to be the guy there for a long time. Will Levis is kind of in Malik Willis no man's land. So do you run it back with literally the same blueprint that you did with Malik Willis? Because Levis was the guy that the Titans drafted, which led to Willis being available on the bench. Do you run it back and bring in Will Levis to be the reclamation project backup quarterback?
I don't know how athletic Will Levis is. That would be the first question I'd have because, as I said earlier in the show, I do think someone that has that different skill set that will come and bring that running component and allow Matt LaFleur to have kind of a different, especially if something happens to Jordan like it did in the Bears game where, you get a concussion or if something, an ankle or something comes up. I want that backup to have a different skill set than what Jordan, or just different. And I think Will Levis is a good athlete. I think he was able to run it a little bit. But, yeah, that formula worked. I don't know if you have to just continue to go to kind of Tennessee dropouts or guys that didn't work. If that is what it's going to be, great. I trust the identifying of talent and seeing what you need to know a quarterback can do in this system. And I trust that they will bring someone in of that ilk. What I don't want to see or what who's that Italian dude from the Giants?
Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito, yeah.
I think you have a wide open search here as far as who that could be, and I want to see 2 or 3 guys come in and kind of see who grabs hold of it and goes, because I think more so than ever when you're starting to play 17 games, you got international, and you better have somebody that can get a couple of wins, because as you put it earlier, Without Malik Willis, we probably aren't a playoff team the last 2 seasons.
Riley, you had a name or two you wanted to bring up here in this conversation.
Yeah, so how do you guys feel about drafting a potential backup quarterback? A name I'm seeing thrown around on the talk and text line from Rachel in Cincinnati, Mark Gronowski from Iowa, dual threat, maybe needs a little bit more development, throwing the football.
Yeah, as a third his first year, I'm totally on board with that. It's kind of what I just mentioned with the Ron Wolf way of thinking that I know Goody has talked about implementing more of. I know Miami's Sullivan, the guy that just went down there to be a GM, mentioned it in his presser. That is something that I think GMs are always looking for. But with a team like Green Bay and with the goals that they need to have and an urgency that they need to have, I'm not going to bank on a 6th-round rookie being the guy in his first year. Tom Brady didn't even do that.
Would you draft a quarterback on day 2?
Day 3.
Okay.
There's too many holes to fill, and not having a first-round pick, unless it's somebody you love, I don't want a quarterback until the 3rd day.
I agree, by the way. I don't want a quarterback drafted on day 1 or day 2. It seems like it would be Jordan Lovian in maybe it helps you long term, but I don't think there's any plans to move on from it anytime soon. And so there's other positions of need to try and win a Super Bowl next year that would be more important. Keep the responses coming. Backup quarterback is a hot button issue, it looks like here. A lot of people weighing in on this on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line, also over in the YouTube comments. So we'll circle back, talk a little bit more about that coming up as well. Getting ready for Matt Lepay, the voice of the Badgers, to join us at 10:35. Big game tonight at the Kohl Center for Wisconsin and 10th-ranked Michigan State. Tausch will be there. A lot of fun things going on, including it's President's Day weekend, Tausch, and no one celebrates better than Steinhoffels.
Steinhoffels, indeed they do. President's Day, 5-day sale. Wow, 5 days. It's starting already, happening now. And the furniture and mattress savings, they are fantastic. Start with at least 10% off store-wide. Then you'll get $50 off every $499 you spend, plus doorbusters you've got to see in person. And if you're financing, well, this is huge. 60 months, no interest until 2031 when you spend over $1,999. Plus, you get a $200 MasterCard reward card. All of those deals, again, going on at Steinhoffels over this 5-day President's sale. It's only 5 days, so don't wait. Shop in-store or go online at steinhoffels.com.
Add it to the list of stops this Valentine's Day weekend. Head over to Steinhoffels, head over to the Nary Spring Home Remodeling Show at State Fair Park, the fairgrounds, all that stuff. All worth your while this weekend, including over at Steinhoffels. All right, talk a little basketball coming up next. Big game tonight for the Badgers, NBA All-Star Weekend, and a hot take from one of the most prominent national basketball analysts that we know. We'll hear that coming up in 2 minutes in the 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
If you're into muskie fishing, the Muskie Expo is the place to be this coming weekend, the 13th through the 15th, where you'll find an excellent assortment of everything muskies, held at the Washington County Fair Park. Find out more at muskieexpo.com.
This President's Day, stand up for comfort and real savings at Steinhoffels. Celebrate with big deals store-wide. Get $50 off every $4.99 you spend. Save on sofas, sectionals, dining, bedrooms, and mattresses, plus amazing doorbusters. Make your dream room more affordable with no interest financing until 2031 when you spend $19.99 or more. Plus, get a $200 MasterCard. Hurry, shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Kessler's gives you diamond choices that no one else can give you.
We have all the colors and clarities and carat weights of diamonds that come from diamond mines.
And we also have diamonds that come from plasma chambers, newborn created diamonds.
Is it time to buy an engagement ring?
Or a big anniversary diamond?
Tell them what an anniversary diamond is, Monica.
An anniversary diamond can be twice as big as the one in her engagement ring.
Why twice as big?
Every diamond makes a statement.
Okay.
The anniversary diamond says, I love you twice as much today as the day I married you.
Now tell them about our miraculous no small print warranty.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed.
It's just that simple.
And all maintenance is free forever.
No charge.
Yes, it really is that miraculous.
You found a partner you want to share your life with.
When you're ready to celebrate,
we've got a diamond for that.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
At Saturn Lounge, we know if your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform. Your storytelling would inspire. Your campaigns would deliver leads that become sales. You wouldn't need a report to tell you. Visit SaturnLounge.com today. When marketing works, it shows.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. Jesse and Tausch today. Jason on the road at a gymnastics tournament today. He'll be back on Monday. When's your next gymnastics tournament that you're heading over to?
Well, there is one tomorrow that we have to maneuver because there's other activities, and as you'll find out at some point in your life if you're blessed to have kids, we have to divide, split, and however that all works out.
Divide and conquer, indeed. Well, part
7:30 a.m. Ooh, gymnastics meet. What are we doing here?
That's rough.
Yeah,
especially because you're going to have a big night at the Kohl Center tonight. I would imagine.
We will have a great night at the Kohl Center tonight. Yes.
How long do gymnastics meets go for?
Well, the actual time on the mats, I would say, is probably about 3.5, 4 minutes.
Okay.
The actual time in the gym, 4 to 5 hours.
So it's like a track meet, kind of, where you watch them run for like a few seconds, and then you're just sitting there.
And then the ceremony with the jangling of the clink, 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 because they give out 6 million medals. That takes about an hour and some change.
Sounds pleasant.
Shout-outs.
Oh, yeah.
Shout-outs!
What? Shout-outs?
Oh, yeah, you give shout-outs.
What?
Well,
so now you get all the
money, baby.
You get all the medals and the shout-outs.
Grandma shouts out Lindsay for hitting the mark this afternoon. It's like, well, she took 38th place and she got a medal, but that's
it's a nice shout-out from Graham. So
all right,
shout-outs are great. I'm not gonna, but let's just text them to your kids. I'm fine with that too.
Matt Lepay, the voice of the Badgers, is coming up at 10:35. He's going to join us. Looking ahead to the big game tonight, State of Wisconsin basketball. We are one win away potentially from a major proclamation.
You just brought that up, but I told my COVID gymnastics story. I watched the wrong kid.
You didn't know it was
because they didn't have numbers on the, as Eleanor calls them, Leos, which I think they're leotards.
Leotards, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. There's no numbers on them, and a lot of these kids look very similar. I just look back at how blanking absurd all of that was. Everybody's masked up. Oh, what an absurd time in our lives, but continue.
Thank you for the reflection.
Yes.
All right, 10th ranked Wisconsin hosting Michigan State. Or I'm sorry, Wisconsin hosting 10th ranked Michigan State.
She crushed that floor exercise. Yeah, you're watching the wrong kid.
Are we talking about the Badgers or are we talking about gymnastics? Which,
it brought back some very unfond memories.
I can tell. It's also NBA All-Star
Why
weekend.
is there a 13th place stand that people stand on?
All right, so I'm going to do my own show over here.
It's absurd.
And you guys can do whatever you want. You passed this along, Tausch, so if you wanted to be part of this segment.
I'm very frustrated, too, and I just saw an ad for Mario Kart. I think I've told you guys this.
Yeah.
Like, I obviously, my knee has not been great recently. Effects of a lot of things, right? But from an athletic standpoint, not what I was when I was even in my 30s. But this new Mario Kart, I was the king of Mario Kart. When I blew my knee out in 08 or 09, I would ice up and I would play Mario Kart. And I'd whoop up on Corey Hall. I just would beat up. I was dominant. And now this new one comes out. I'm playing Max or I'm playing Eleanor or whoever. And I am stuck at like 5th place. And that's a video game. Can you get washed in video games?
Oh, absolutely.
You definitely can.
Yeah, I'm washed.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there like, what? I get the exact same car. I'm Luigi, and I'm still finishing 5th. And I am not missing a beat because I'm still driving good. Now, if they don't have the wheel, I love the wheel back in the day.
Yeah.
And Max tells me I'm just not drifting enough.
Yeah. Yep. That's a big one in the new Mario Kart. It's all different.
Don't like it at all.
Meta's totally changed.
Don't like any of it. But I don't want to quit, and I want to get better, but I'm not getting any better. Like I'm efforting, I'm not putting in near the time I did when I was back in the old days. But I stink. I can't get past 5th place. I can't even medal. I'd barely be on the gymnastics medal stand the way this is going.
But shout out Wario.
Nah, Yoshi's the way to go, especially the new Mario
Max
Kart.
always goes Yoshi, and then I force him to take the lesser of the controllers, and he still beats me.
One of the things, well, I guess Jay Williams will have to wait. When everyone plays with Yoshi and Toad, they're like the two that are, they're the fastest, they're the best. You always want to be Yoshi and Toad. And I think that's not fair. I think if you're going to play Mario Kart, you got to be not Yoshi and Toad if you want to actually show your skills.
No, or you're all Yoshi and Toad, and then it's made the best
Why are
racer
those
win.
two better than Mario and Luigi?
I don't know.
Those are the goats.
I know way too much about Mario Kart.
Sounds like it.
Why?
Well, tell us.
It's all. There's all these stats now that they put into all these characters, and there's lots of hidden stats. And Yoshi, so Max is telling you to drift more.
Yeah.
Yoshi has the best drifting stats.
Is that right?
So he's faster the more you drift.
Why can't we just get back to old school racing?
Yep.
Like that's what Mario Kart was built
Is it because Wario's fat?
Yeah.
That's why he's not as good?
Yep.
Slowing it down?
Yeah. It's tough being a little heavier set.
Yeah. Acceleration isn't quite there, but once you get accelerated,
so
then
you can get
fast.
washed because I've kind of come to grips with the fact that that was my video game. Like, I mean, I could go back to like old school Tecmo and RBI3 and all the stuff that I played when I was, junior high or whatever it was. And I don't know how I'd be at that now, but I do know I thought, I'm going to come back and this is going to be better than ever. Nope.
Yep.
Washed.
So I felt with the new NCAA football game that came out last year, College Football 25, decided to play my little brother because I used to be the best at the NCAA football games.
Yeah.
And then my brother's putting in hours every night on his Xbox, beats me like 63-14, and he's showboating and making fun of me the whole time, and it's not as fun. It's not as fun.
Matt and West Bend text in 844-770-3776. That's the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Liz is more. I played Call of Duty online recently. A 12-year-old told me I suck. Yeah. It was humbling. I used to be okay.
I definitely don't have the put a headset on and get belittled by some 9-year-old punk in Kewaskum. Like, I'm just not. I'm not going to do that.
Jamie in Orlando, drifting is key because it gives you a boost.
I do drift, but I feel like I'm drifting too much, and then I'm not getting forward, and then I'm getting lapped, and then I don't hold the button long enough to keep the bananas up. Like it is a great game, but it was better the older version.
Yeah, Mario Kart Wii is still one of the best video games out there. Maybe you'll have to bring in the system sometime. We can do a scouting report, and I can try and pick apart your Mario Kart game.
Maybe. I don't want to give in. I don't want to, because I just was praising Malik Willis for not giving in. I don't want to give in, but I'm sick of being 5th and 6th place.
It sounds like you got. If you're going to be the Malik Willis of Mario Kart, you're going to have to leave Mario Kart, go play a different game, and kind of be a reclamation project in a new.
That's like saying he needs to go play in a UFL. No, I want to do it at the highest level, and that is Mario Kart.
So Wisconsin hosts 10th ranked Michigan State tonight, and there's your breakdown. Time now for trivia. Presented by Cousin Subs and Iron Jock. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Hoops around Wisconsin. Thanks to the basketball conversation we just had, that would have flowed so well if we actually followed our plan. Hoops around Wisconsin is today's trivia category. Tausch, what caller number should we have Riley take for trivia?
17.
Sure. 844-770-3776. Caller 17. Hoops around Wisconsin. Questions about basketball teams around the state of Wisconsin. And maybe we'll even sneak in a minute or two of basketball conversation before Matt Lepay joins us in the following segment. Wilde Tausch Trivia, presented by Cousin Subs and Iron Jock, is coming up next. Tausch, you'll be at the game tonight, and someone has a chance to be at the game next year with American Family Insurance.
Indeed they do. Badger Dream Day Sweepstakes. This sweepstakes ends on the 6th of March. I think that's the Ides. It's close to the Ides of March. And we're talking about great environment tonight at the Kohl Center. Next year, you have one grand prize winner is going to be awarded. You're going to receive the following. You get 4 tickets to a home game of your choice. You get pregame court access. You get an opportunity to take a picture on the court. You get 4 University of Wisconsin merchandise bags. You get a customized jersey for the winning person that gets it. Again, one of the great things, AmFam, they're out with it feels like all of our sports teams. Great within the University of Wisconsin, and offering a great experience. Go to amfam.com/sponsorships. Well, that's not easy to say. amfam.com/sponsorships/Badgers to enter, again, the grand prize sweepstakes. You got until March 6th. amfam.com/sponsorships/Badgers.
You got till March 6th to get that without getting your tongue tied.
That is not, that's a lot. amfam.com/sponsorships/Badgers.
You're getting it. Mouthful. Caller 17 plays trivia next on Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
A Road at Night is a documentary chronicling former Badgers player and coach Howard Moore and the 2019 tragedy that forever changed his family. You can see it on the big screen at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison, February 13th through the 19th, with exclusive post-screening panels during the opening weekend. A Road at Night, February 13th through 19th at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison. All proceeds support Howard Moore's ongoing care. Find showtimes and get tickets right now at aroadatnight.com.
ESPN fans, let me give you some advice. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and you do not want to mess this up. The good news? Sendix has everything you need to be the Valentine's Day hero. One stop at Sendix, and you're covered. Start with flowers. Gorgeous mixed rose bouquets for $19.99. A dozen red roses for $26.99, or a premium vased red rose bouquet for $59.99. In Sendix Home Department, you'll find candles, jewelry, and other beautiful gifts. Add chocolate-dipped strawberries and a great selection of champagne, and you're already winning. And for that romantic dinner, Sendix has fresh whole beef tenderloin for $14.99 per pound and premium wild-caught Caribbean lobster tails for $24.99 per pound. The perfect surf and turf. And if you're really out of time, stop in tomorrow morning for a stunning flower bouquet and a carved prime rib, already cooked and ready between 11 and 6. When you shop Sendix, you're giving quality she'll love, and you'll be the Valentine's Day hero.
There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the Neary Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free Design Works rendering. Rest easy with Pella's 10-year limited warranty and get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and focused on business for 130 years, Horicon Bank has helped Wisconsin businesses grow, doing banking differently since 1896. Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. If you're a local business, that same local approach is part of the Milwaukee business community, bringing decisions closer to you. Financing approved in days, not weeks. Bankers who understand your business. Products built for real cash flow needs. When it comes to commercial lending, Horicon Bank gets the job done. Together, doing well for 130 years.
2026 Brewers tickets are on sale now. This year, it all kicks off at our house with opening day at home, followed up with a schedule that's absolutely loaded. Throw in the same flair for the dramatic thrills on any given night. Plus Brewers giveaways you won't forget. And you've got a season you're going to have to see to believe. Don't miss a second of Brewers action this year. The crew is back for more. All Brewers tickets for the 2026 season are on sale now at Brewers.com.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
When winter hits Wisconsin hard, Safe Plow hits back. Founded by two locals who know winter inside and out, Safe Plow delivers no-tolerance snow removal, meaning they're on it before, during, and after every storm for hospitals, retail centers, and all businesses that can't afford downtime. From small driveways to massive parking lots, Safe Plow's dedicated team keeps your property clear, safe, and accessible, prioritizing handicap ramps and disabled parking every time. At Safe Plow, they handle the blizzard, you handle your business. Serving Madison, Milwaukee, and all of southeastern Wisconsin. Book now at safeplow.com.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Tausch, Jesse and Tausch today. Jason had a gymnastics meet, and
Your Jay Williams stuff was interesting, though, and we'll talk to Matt Lepay about that. I know where his head will be. College basketball is 100 times better than pro basketball.
Well,
it's not even close.
Would have been great if we actually
Well,
would have
that's what
talked
Jay
about
Williams
that.
said. I mean, isn't that what he said?
Yeah, that is exactly what he said. I wish we would have been able to talk about it, but instead we talked about gymnastics meets and Mario Kart.
Also a good segment, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Time now for trivia presented by Cousin Subs and Iron Jock.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Iron Jock, performance apparel that actually performs. No stink, just performance, and proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. And by Cousin Subs. It's lobster season at Cousin Subs. Their lobster salad sub is fresh, flavorful, and only here for a limited time. Try it today.
Today's trivia contestant, Bill in New Berlin. Bill, welcome back to Wilde and Tausch Trivia. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
We're doing awesome. Doesn't anybody else now just want to have a little grassland butter on a little toasted roll with some lobster after hearing that Cousins commercial?
That would be delicious.
Gosh, that
while
sounds
playing
great.
Mario
Buttery
Kart.
lobster
Yeah,
roll.
but you can't play Mario Kart with a buttered up
Butter
lobster
hands.
roll. Come on, get all
It's all
greasy.
greasy, yeah.
Come on. You know better than that.
Hoops around Wisconsin. Today's Wilde and Tausch trivia category. Matt Lepay, voice of the Badgers, scheduled to appear coming up next. Big game tonight at the Kohl Center. Tausch, do you want to ask any of the questions
Yes,
today?
that's nice. I like that Jason is taking hold of it because I'm in today.
All right.
And here we go. Which Milwaukee Bucks player is participating in the three-point contest Saturday night at All-Star Weekend? Is it Bobby Portis, Ryan Rollins, or Damian Lillard?
Let's go Rollins. Oh my gosh.
Bobby.
Oh
Bobby.
So coincidentally,
definitely not the easiest first
fun
question.
fact,
I didn't know that.
Ryan Rollins is Ryan.
Did we change his name to Rollins?
No, he didn't. My mistake.
Thinking about that lobster
Thinking of
roll.
lobster roll. Oh, Jilly wants a little of that lobster roll, don't you, big fella?
Ryan Rollins is the only guy on that list not participating in the three-point contest. Despite not playing in a game this season, Damian Lillard is participating in the three-point contest on Saturday night.
Damian Lillard is one smart son of a gun.
Bobby Portis, the Milwaukee Bucks representative. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Question number 2. Do you want to ask all of them
Nope,
today?
you got
Okay.
it.
We got question number 2 I will ask then. I'm glad because I wanted to bring this up. Shout out Doug Gottlieb. Head coach
It's
Doug.
amazing when you quit your full-time radio job how much better you can coach.
Head coach Doug Gottlieb led UW Green Bay to a 4-win season last year. They were awful. This season, following a nationally televised ESPN 2 victory last night, how many wins do the Green Bay Phoenix wake up with today? 5 wins, 10 wins, or 15 wins?
Oh, it's 10 or 15. Boy, I'm gonna go 10.
You're selling Gottlieb short, Bill.
Old boy wants no lobster roll.
No lobster roll for you. 15 wins for the Green Bay Phoenix already. They are a game and a half back, I think, of top spot in the Horizon
Kudos
League.
to Gottlieb. And again, it just shows you can't have 16 jobs.
And I turned it on for a minute last night on ESPN2. Crowd was into it. Packed house.
Did you see Domofsky?
I did, yeah. Domofsky's
He was
putt.
an inch and a half away from getting free tuition on a long putt from center from the other baseline.
Amazing.
Really?
Celebrity putter Rob Domofsky last night almost put one in the length of the court for free tuition for somebody.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But Green Bay Phoenix. I don't know if we mentioned them all year, but we laughed at them last year when Gottlieb, things weren't going well. Very good this
I
year.
didn't laugh at him. We thought it was, I can only speak for, we thought it was absurd for him to think he could do a national radio job and then recruit, coach, and try to build a program. Okay.
Very good this year.
All right, let's get one here. Which Wisconsin high school boys basketball team is ranked number 10 in the nation by MaxPreps.com? Is it Freedom, Slinger, or Wisconsin Lutheran?
Oh gosh, I might get blanked here. I'm gonna guess Slinger.
Great guess. I wanted you because you want to either be great or you want to be at the bottom. You, my friend, have hit the bottom today.
Oh my God.
What are you doing?
Bill.
Oh my God.
Slinger has a really good player. Freedom has a really good player. Wisconsin Lutheran is undefeated and 10th ranked in the country. Couple of knipples leading the way there for Wisconsin Lutheran this season.
Can you say that on air?
Oh, that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah. All-star Con Knipple.
Getting kind of risque over there.
Couple of knipples leading the way for Wisconsin Lutheran. 10th ranked in the country.
Good thing that's not a soft K.
Bill, not going to lie, your performance was terrible.
Run around again!
No, it was brutal. I should have gotten the Green Bay one at least. The other one,
I didn't think that first question was a gimme by any stretch. This was Up North Joe, or was this Up North Gel?
I wrote these, yeah. Okay. I wrote these. You know my Fridays are always
Fridays are always the toughest day.
Tough. You got to get past the closer on Friday. So, Bill, all you need is one entry to have a chance to win the Cousin Subs and Iron Jock gift package, and that's all you have. But you're in the drawing. So good luck. In about an hour, we'll see if you defy the odds. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, guys.
Bill.
He didn't even say
great
love
spirit
you guys.
about him. He got great. You can just tell. Great spirit about him.
I mean, he's a
competitor. Obviously, he stunk today.
He has competed a lot in Wilde Tausch trivia over the seasons.
He might be one of those guys. You're going to be in charge of bracketing this off.
Tournament of Champions.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure that one out.
It's not going to be easy. You're going to irritate some people.
The voice of the Wisconsin Badgers, Tausch's cohort on Badger Football Saturdays, and my fake dad, Matt Lepay, scheduled to appear. Coming up next on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
This President's Day, stand up for comfort and real savings at Steinhafels. Celebrate with big deals store-wide. Get $50 off every $4.99 you spend. Save on sofas, sectionals, dining, bedrooms, and mattresses, plus amazing doorbusters. Make your dream room more affordable with no interest financing until 2031 when you spend $19.99 or more. Plus, get a $200 MasterCard. Hurry, shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com.
Big news from Carbless, a fan favorite and one of my favorites. Blood Orange flavor is now its own dedicated 4-pack, crafted with real spirits for a true cocktail taste. Blood Orange brings bold, citrus-forward flavor with a smooth, premium finish. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. Now it's even easier to stock up on the flavor everyone keeps asking for. Look for Carbless Blood Orange 4-pack at your local retailer now. Once you try it, you'll understand why Blood Orange has earned its own pack. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip. Find it near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Many wins. Many wins. Waiting at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This February, you could break the bank and get down with a share of $300,000 in prizes. Bust out your rewards card and play to earn entries. It all goes down with Thursday drawings. Break the bank. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products pricing and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian, screaming Sicilian.
Screaming Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
Navigating today's complex market takes more than a bank. It takes a strategic partner. Fifth Third Bank helps businesses manage risk and solve financial challenges with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making. With 167 years of experience and nearly 20 years serving Milwaukee, Fifth Third delivers solutions like commercial payments, capital structure optimization, and risk mitigation. Big enough for sophisticated solutions, local enough to make decisions that matter. Connect with the Fifth Third Milwaukee team today. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. I spent years on the mound giving everything I had, and now I feel every inning in my knees, back, and shoulders. But I didn't want surgery, and I sure didn't want to be sidelined. That's why I turned to QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Christie and his team use regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No surgery, no meds, and no downtime.
Whether you're teeing off at the club or chasing the grandkids around, QC Kinetics helps you get back to doing what you love.
Call QC Kinetics now and schedule your free consultation. Natural joint pain relief with real results.
Don't let the pain slow you down. I didn't, and neither should you. My friends at QC Kinetics, they'll take care of you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Of the Buck.
We are one potential win away from the third straight year of a Mark Tauscher proclamation about the Wisconsin men's basketball team. Fresh off one of the best wins in college basketball this season, except for one of the other games Wisconsin won, beating 8th-ranked Illinois in overtime in Champaign, and now hosting 10th-ranked Michigan State tonight at the Kohl Center. Big one for the Badgers, and we're looking ahead to it by welcoming in the voice of the Badgers and Tausch's pal on Badger Football Saturdays on the Badgers Radio Network, Matt Lepay. Hi, Dad.
Don't do it, Tausch.
Which part? The proclamation.
If things go well tonight, don't do it.
You know I'm a prisoner of the moment. And Jesse just said it. there's the great win at Michigan, and I think it's the only one, right? I know Northwestern had him on the ropes the other night.
Michigan has not lost another game. No.
And then that big win, and really we got jobbed at Indiana. So that I'm going to probably have more restraint because Greg Gard basically told me, don't say it, in a not really that nice of a way, if I'm being honest. I want this. Can you just kind of go over, this has been a very up and down, and obviously a lot of ups lately, this team. And I thought Garda, one of the things he said to us that I thought was really interesting was, with this new era, you're just learning about what kind of team you have in the summer. It's not the same as it used to be. It's not a preseason, but there is a real process to kind of figure out who you have and what your rotation and everything else is going to be. And it's not going to look as pretty in October and November as it does in January and February.
Yeah, no, it's true. By the way, do you like the photo over my shoulder?
Let's see. I don't know.
Before I answer your question, this shoulder.
Oh, the right shoulder.
This
Okay.
one. Yeah, whichever one. I'm confused.
Jesse, your eyesight's better than mine. What do you got
We
there?
just passed the 13th anniversary. It was Ben Brust's day earlier this week.
Oh, it's Benny's shot.
That is.
That's Benny's shot.
Oh, yeah.
What a moment.
Yes.
What a guy.
I'm hoping everybody there celebrated appropriately.
I'm sure Ben did, that's kind of what he talks about as much as he can possibly bring it up. Now,
I don't celebrate that holiday.
Jesse, that's his arch rival because Benny beat him in bowling, and that is supposedly Jesse's big sport.
Yeah,
But you mentioned that obviously the shot up at the barn up in Minnesota. You've had, it was a great call the other night that I listened to coming back from a hockey game. It's just been a fun year for you, it feels like. It feels like this is a real fun team to be a part of.
It is. I mean, the last few years, they get up and down the floor more. They're scoring at better than 80 points a game. But to your question, before I diverted everybody here, it makes sense, I guess, when you think about it, that it would take a little while for everybody to gel. The core for this year's team isn't quite as large as last year, because you had a Kamari McGee, a Max Klesman. They were both transfers, but they were in the program for a while. Now you got Blackwell and Nolan Winter. You got Jack Janicki in terms of the rotation guys, but there's only 6 returning players, and you have 8 newcomers. So there is talent, and I think in the summer you're just trying to figure out, okay, what can these new guys do? What do we think they do well? What do they not do so well? And there's still a developmental component to this. So they're getting better defensively. They know they have to keep showing consistency there. And when you shoot as many threes, and Wisconsin's one of many programs who will do this, when you shoot a lot of threes, if you're shooting blanks, then it's going to look really ugly. But in these 2 wins on the road at Michigan and at Illinois, they hit a lot of them. And they did a lot of other things too. And the bottom line, this backcourt combination, it's pretty good. Boyd and Blackwell, but even those 2 guys, and Greg's talked about this. Earlier in the season, it was pretty evident that they weren't quite connected. You're still trying to figure out, okay, how do we best play off of each other? But as the season has gone on, it looks like they're really starting to click together. I mean, Boyd is so fast. Blackwell can do a lot of different things. He's got great strength, and obviously he can shoot it. And now they're getting help from other guys. Winter obviously is having a really good year. Austin Rapp has had a couple of really good games. You can go down the line where they've just had help from a lot of sources. But that backcourt combo, that's pretty good.
Talking with Matt Lepay, the voice of the Badgers. Big one tonight. Wisconsin hosting 10th-ranked Michigan State at the Kohl Center. What has Greg Gard figured out in the evolution of college sports with the NIL and the transfer portal? Because Wisconsin continues to be contenders against the best teams in the country. They've beaten 2 top 10 teams on the road this year in conference play. What has he figured out that's working for this program over the last several years that keeps them as one of the top teams in the country?
Well, it's pretty obvious they're very good at evaluation. With AJ Storr 2 years ago, I know AJ's, bounced around from high school and college. He's been everywhere, but his year here was his best college season. And that worked out really well. John Tonje last year, that worked out pretty well, about 20 points a game, almost a record-breaking year in a lot of facets for what John did. And now with Boyd and Carrington and Rhodey, that group, Rapp, they've been able to use their resources. It's a little bit of a loose comparison, but I think there's merit to it. They remind me of the Brewers. They do really well with what they have. they're not going to be dollar for dollar with, the college basketball blue bloods, just like the Brewers. Obviously, they're not dollar for dollar with the Dodgers, the Yankees, so on and so forth. But they do a great job of evaluating, the talent, the fit in the locker room, the ability to, or the willingness to be coached. A lot of credit. I mean, thank goodness that Greg Gard has been here, and his staff, because they've gone a long way in trying to get support and to be able to develop the resources beyond revenue sharing to at least be competitive. And they've done a brilliant job of that. And the offense has evolved. It's a little different from what fans had seen for years and years, but he's found the pieces that have fit that.
No doubt. And Matt, I wonder, you've been around for a long time. You've seen a lot of these coaches, and tonight's game, obviously, you think Michigan State, you think Tom Izzo. And I don't know if you were at the Guarding Against Cancer event last year where Izzo was speaking. He comes off as a pretty likable guy. Him and Greg obviously have a great relationship. Can you kind of go into that a little bit? Because I'm sure he understands. He's going to hear it. He's going to feel it tonight at the Kohl Center. It'll be a great atmosphere. But there's some, even in just listening to him and the fact that he was supporting Greg, you kind of come in there, and my edge might even be a little bit off tonight because I like Izzo.
Yeah, it's a different vibe because Greg and Izzo do get along really well with Bo and Izzo. A little more competitive edge there, and I think over the course of time, I don't know if they're buddies, but there's certainly a lot of respect, mutual respect. I think with Izzo, with Greg, and you have to hear it directly from Tom Izzo, but the path is similar. Greg worked his way up. Izzo was the assistant under Judd Heathcote, and then when Judd stepped aside 30 years ago, this is year 31 for Izzo as a head coach, he moved over a chair, as coaches will say. Well, Greg had been alongside Bo all those years, and then Bo stepped down in December of 2015. Greg moved over. And they're just, they're small town guys. Izzo's a Youper, and Greg's from Cobb, and they've worked their way up. And it's less about the glitz and just more about the love of the game and the willingness to do all the other things in coaching before you get a head coaching job. And it's pretty cool. And I think with Izzo too, when you've coached this long, he's a Naismith Hall of Famer, 8 Final Fours. You could go on forever, all the accolades. He says things that I think a lot of other coaches would love to say in press conference settings, but they say, hey, Tom, why don't you take care of that for us? And Izzo has so much equity, he doesn't really give a damn. Yep. If he has something to say, he's going to go say it. And I think a lot of coaches respect it and they love it. I think fans are much the same. They love hearing a point-blank answer to a lot of the questions.
Yeah, there is no doubt. And last one on Gardo and Izzo and everything else, just how much fun – you watch Greg grab that wig, and I'm guessing there's like a student wig. I don't know what exactly was going on, but those celebrations where they're dousing water, and those are those moments that I think fans love seeing. And the fact that Greg just opens up and jumps in there and does it, I think that's part of that growing together as a team that everybody loves.
Yeah, he said somebody talked him into it. Because at first, which I thought, okay,
who was
sure.
that? Who talks him into it?
I don't know if it's part of the social media team or somebody. And there's been some funny things circulating too, where you've got Greg in the wig, and you got the now outgoing Chancellor Mnuchin with the long red hair and all that, and matching up, and it's pretty. But you got to have fun. I mean, Greg's talked about that. It's a long season. You're going to have tough games like they had last Saturday in Indiana, and then you got to celebrate the fun times. You got to give yourself at least a few hours to have some fun when you've done something that a lot of people don't think that you would be able to do. So, I mean, good for him. I've always said Gardo. I mean, you guys know him, and I've worked with him alongside him in my capacity for a long time now. He's a pretty funny dude.
Yes, he is.
Funny, smart, ultra competitive, like any coach will be. But he's not afraid to, in this case, let his hair down.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
And just kind of enjoy the moments.
I think he saw the video of me, you, and Perk out at the Pizza Hut Platteville and said, boy, those boys, that's close to my hometown. Those boys had a heck of a time. I'm going to try that after we whoop up out of Illinois.
I somehow forgot about that. Yeah, you just
we all are trying to forget about that.
Hot Lepay, I forgot. Yeah. Matt Lepay, the voice of the Badgers, joining us here on Wilde and Tausch, Jesse and Tausch today. Jason sends his regards, by the way. Matt, wish he could be here for you today. Howard Moore, the documentary Road at Night, debuting at the Marcus Point Theater today, and it runs through February 19th. Obviously, we've talked with Stan Van Gundy, with Coach Guard about this over the last week and a half or so. Your thoughts as, it's a powerful documentary. Of course, it's a powerful message and supporting Howard as he continues with his treatment. What stands out to you as we get ready for everybody to be able to check out the documentary in theaters starting today?
Yeah, at the screening last night, a lot of Howard's teammates and guys even from 10 years ago or so were there. Ben was there, Zach Showalter, and then Richard. Obviously, Howard was there, and a lot of us had a chance to see him, and you could just see the excitement on his face, and he's pumping his fist, and he can't speak, but he can communicate. Just in a different way. And I've at various functions, I've seen this documentary probably a dozen times, and I lose it. Now, and if I'm feeling that way, imagine the family, imagine his basketball family, former teammates or guys he coached with. It's really, you can only try to imagine what they're going through. And the panel last night, Chris Conger, who was a teammate, Greg was there, and Jarrell, who's a sophomore, Howard's son, a sophomore at Edgewood University. And he's seen the doc, but he's only seen it a couple of times on a big screen in a theater setting. So again, you just try to, it's impossible, but you try to imagine, man, what's this young man going through? But he's such a poised, elegant speaker. It's just, it's an important documentary. John Roach and his team did such a good job. They did a great job with this. It's about an hour, not quite an hour, 15 minutes, but it is as powerful a documentary as I've ever seen. And knowing those guys, knowing all the principals who were interviewed in this thing, but it's a national story. It's the local angle is obvious, but it's a national story at the end where they talk about every 39 seconds in this country, there's someone who dies in a drunk driving accident. So hopefully they'll be able to pack the theaters here the rest of this weekend, and this run could go longer than next Thursday. And I know Rochi and everybody involved there, Tim Valentine, George and Pam Hamill, everybody concerned, trying to get this run going here, maybe Milwaukee, maybe Chicago, and then ultimately on a streaming platform. But man, one of the best lines in that, and maybe Stan mentioned this when you guys talked to him, one of the pastors saying there are exceptional people, and then there's Howard. And anybody who's ever spent 5 minutes with Howard would go, yep, you're right, because he is as good as it gets.
I'm not as close to this as you are or as Jason or Tausch, but what has stood out to me as we've talked about this, being in theaters here February 13th through the 19th, again in Madison, is, and you can check it out, roadatnight.com is where you can support. You can learn more information about the screenings and everything going on with it. The Wisconsin community that has rallied around supporting this cause has been just amazing to see all the support from different levels, different generations around Wisconsin athletics, all uniting for the same cause here to support Howard throughout this entire battle.
Yeah, it's definitely a brotherhood, and that might be that sounds like a cliche, but those guys are so tight. Tracy Webster and Michael Finley, and obviously Richard, who Richard sees Howard every day, goes over to Howard's home. It's hard to explain, but you spend a few minutes with those guys and you understand it. And under the worst of circumstances, you get to see the best in people. And we have seen that and continue to see that with folks. And it goes beyond teammates or the basketball family. There were just a lot of folks who are, big Wisconsin basketball fans and have gotten to know Howard over the years, and to know him is to love him. And, he'd be the first guy to help someone else who was going through something like that. So it's a way for people to help the family. Trennis, Howard's mother, Howard Sr., the father, what they're going through, Darnell, Howard's brother, everybody involved, the proceeds helping them with the enormous medical cost of all of this. But he's like Howard is. He really is. Some of us get better maybe over time or try to. The Howard Moore that I got to know as a player over 30 years ago, he got it right the first time. I mean, he was somebody already mature beyond his years, and he always appreciates the history of Wisconsin basketball. He would joke around with guys like Nigel Hayes Davis, say, "Oh man, you think you're good? Well, let me tell you about some of these guys who played in the Big Ten, in his time, and even in the mid to late '80s." And there would be that playful but spirited back and forth. And I've always loved him for that. Beyond him having the uniform, being number 34, he's just someone who is the total package as a human being.
All right, Matt, on a lighter note, I know you got to prep and get ready for the big tilt tonight, but I sent you've been a mentor to Jesse, not a father, but a mentor, even though Jesse is pushed. What did you think? I give him credit. He has embraced WEAC Wednesdays. He has driven around to all throughout the state and has shown off some great Division III women and men's basketball. But I sent you one of his warm-up videos where he was touring, and it looked like he hadn't talked to anyone in a while. He was talking to sculpture.
Yeah, it's one of the largest sculpture tours in the country up there in Menominee.
What were your first thoughts when you saw that video?
Yeah, well, the whole fake dad thing. I was thinking, it's really fake dad thing. After seeing that, I think Jesse. Yeah, I think a little comedic skill. I mean, very little comedic skill set you have, but the pressure's on. You do the first one. There are a couple little chuckles, but we're expecting better.
Yes,
the next time. So that's your baseline right there. So I don't want to discourage you from doing that. As a matter of fact, I want to encourage you. But you're either getting better or getting worse, right, Tausch?
That's what coaches say. You never stay the same. And we don't know. There's another WEAC Wednesday coming.
Yeah, we got our regular season finale Wednesday in Eau Claire. So I got to find something good in Eau Claire and get up there for the pregame show, I guess is what we're calling it on social media. Yeah. I had fun with my sculpture friends up in Menominee. That was a good time.
They called. They said they didn't.
Oh,
but that's
okay.
that's
good to know.
You get scared.
Before you go, I don't know if I can call him fake dad anymore. Before you go, Matt, the Wisconsin football season seems like there's some positive momentum here for both of you guys here in this offseason. Transfer portal, Colton Joseph, the quarterback coming in from Old Dominion. What are we feeling optimistically here about the Wisconsin football season?
You think Matt is sitting there breaking this? He's got a basketball team.
He knows what's going on that front, I'm sure.
Yeah, there you go.
What are we feeling about the football season coming up next year, Dad?
I'm feeling intrigued, son, and I'll keep it at that.
There you go.
I'm not quite ready to be the conductor of the hype train quite yet. I think that's been attempted, and let's take a little different approach to it. Would be my advice that I'm sure will go nowhere. But with somebody like a Colton Joseph, where he came from, what he did, that is very intriguing, especially if he can stay healthy, which would be a departure from what we've seen from quarterbacks here. I love Mason Posa's enthusiasm and Cooper Catalano and the other handful of returning guys who were in the lineup last year. But I really you want to see these guys even in the spring, but we're not going to know until September. It sounds like they have the resources to, like similar to basketball, you hope, to be competitive with being able to acquire, let's call it what it is. You say recruiting, acquire these guys in the portal, and hopefully they've addressed the areas that they want to address. But I don't know, Tausch, I don't know where you are on this, but I'm intrigued. I'm very curious to see what they can do. But I'm not ready to start declaring that they're going to win 9 or 10 games and be in the playoff chase quite yet. If they turn out that way, awesome. But I'm not going to call for it in February.
No, and I thought when Luke joined us a couple of weeks ago, I thought you just felt like there was a lot of preparation from when the season ended. And I thought the plan that they put in place, while not executed exactly how it was, the fact that they got people in that they wanted early and signed early, I thought that was a really good sign. So, yeah, I'm with you. We all lived through the big hype train 3 years ago. I think this is going to be more measured, but I do think the expectations and the enthusiasm for what the guys that we've been able to bring in with what they've seen. But until we see it in a Badger uniform, I think we'll all kind of just watch and see how things play themselves out. I think that's kind of the motto, or at least that's what I've kind of seen as far as what the approach is right now.
Well, it's going to be interesting. A lot's made of the schedule and who they don't play, but their first 3 Big Ten games are against teams with new coaches and a lot of new players, right? Was it Penn State, Michigan State, UCLA? I think that's the order or close to it. So, Penn State's probably going to be pretty good. Matt Campbell brought over a lot of the really good dudes from Iowa State. Bob Chesney came from the same school that Cignetti did. So take that. So they go, okay. And their team was in the playoff last year at James Madison. Yes, they don't play some teams that were in the playoff last year in this conference, but I'm not going to call this schedule easy either, because Wisconsin's trying to get back to winning more games than it's been losing. So intrigued. That's probably a letdown answer, son?
No, that's all good. And if things don't work out, you can always go boo in a bar.
There you go.
Well, thank you very much.
I almost wore the shirt. I almost wore the shirt for this.
Go boo in a bar.
Tausch had it on in a basketball game a few weeks ago. That was
are you
awesome.
in a red section tonight? You going to wear that tonight?
I don't know. I have to look to see which part of the candy stripe that Sarah and I are going to be in. So we'll take a look.
Hey, Tausch, one more thing. I was talking to Benny last night. I guess Kaminsky's in town. He's going to be at the game tonight.
Yep.
He asked about he couldn't get a reservation at Tornado.
You know who I put him on? Our guy that gets us hooked up.
And he didn't deliver?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't. Benny asked me, and I said, hey, Lepay and I's guy, the national acclaimed Evan Cohen, he'll get you in anytime you want. So I'm sure Frank and Benny and Gosser and their whole crew, they'll be set up with the finest table up in the greater Madison area.
That's what he asked me. He says, is Evan really the contact? I said, well, it sure as heck isn't me. I don't know if it's old T's, but I'm pretty sure it's Evan.
Yeah, it's Evco.
Pretty sure it's Evco.
No, I don't know what his approach is on it, but he gets it done. And so hopefully those boys, and Benny's trying to figure out, should he eat before or after? I said, what do you know, blue hair? Eating at 4:30? Game's at 7. See, you're 30 years old. Go out and have a steak at 9 o'clock. You're not that old, man.
See, I am. A 10 o'clock steak would not be great for me. But for those guys, the night's just starting.
Yes.
Frank's going to be fired up. He's going to be all wound up. And Ben wakes up wound up. So, that's
that was a no-brainer for them.
I understand Bruss not being able to get. Frank Kaminsky couldn't get a reservation at a restaurant in Madison?
I'm sure he did probably try.
He's Frank Blanken Kaminsky, National Player of the Year, National Championship game.
He's not Evan Cohen. Yeah, Evan Blanken Cohen. Just ask him.
Wisconsin hosts 10th-ranked Michigan State tonight. Matt Lepay will be on the radio call. Matt, thanks so much for the time. Appreciate it as always.
My pleasure, boys. Take care.
My fake dad, whether he wants to be or not. Matt Lepay joining us on Wilde Tausch. We'll talk more about the festivities that are going on for Frank Kaminsky, Ben Brust, Mark Tauscher, and everybody go to the game tonight. Coming up next, it's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th, as we will be hosting our second annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by the legendary Home Blow and Bailey Combs. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017truthawards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks, Gruber, Steinhoffel, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. Come celebrate with us on Friday, February 20th at the Truth Community Awards from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do not miss out on the best community awards event of the year.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen and Encanto in one exciting family experience. Sing along with Anna and Elsa in wintry Arendelle. And celebrate the power of love, y familia, with Mirabel and Bruno in the show everyone will be talking about, live in your hometown. Now playing at Fiserv Forum this week. Great seats still available. Visit DisneyOnIce.com and get your tickets today.
Your taste buds are in luck. The Reuben is back at Cousin Subs. Try this classic sub grilled to order just for you. Stacked with corned beef, Wisconsin Swiss cheese, and sauerkraut topped with Thousand Island dressing and served on rye bread. And our delicious mint shake is back. Both the Reuben and mint shake can be ordered via the Cousins app or online for a limited time only. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
February means big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath makeover and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time during our February winter savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com now. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Kyle Brust-Norman's Ben Brust here for Grimal & Associates Insurance. They do what anyone with a growing family, like myself, does. Protect what matters most. Grimal & Associates specializes in coverage that's tailored exactly to you. Clients aren't just policies. They're part of their community. Personalized American Family Insurance back service, expert guidance, and genuine commitment. Grimal & Associates focuses on building trusted relationships and providing peace of mind. The same values they've had for over 30 years in the Milwaukee area. Connect with Grimal & Associates at teamgrimal.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Thanks again to Matt Lepay, voice of the Badgers, for joining us here on Wilde and Tausch. Jesse and Tausch today. Didn't get a chance to ask him about Mario Kart, unfortunately, or fixing the Olympics. But we did cover a lot of good ground talking about Wisconsin basketball. Big one tonight, and you're going to be there. Kohl Center.
Yep.
7 o'clock tip, nationally televised, big stage for the Badgers.
Is it on Fox or what's it
Fox tonight,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yep.
You
Good.
don't need a streaming subscription to get that one. It's
All
on
right.
the basic television. So big chance for the Badgers.
Some tough roadies coming up, so this is, I don't want to say this is a must-win, but I think to get where we want to go,
well,
this would be one we'd like to get.
And despite the comments that Greg Gard shared on this show earlier this week, despite how it has not worked out over the last couple of years when you have proclaimed it previously, you have said if Wisconsin wins tonight, and you said this before they went to Champaign and won, you said if they beat Illinois and Michigan State this week, you will be ready in these chairs if you're coming on Monday. Monday morning, you will be ready to say that this is a Final Four caliber team.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Gardo kind of, he put me down. He put me in my spot a little bit. So I want the best for the program. And if that means I have to bite my tongue until they go out west and win those games, I might do that. But this is a fun team. And I think, Matt kind of discussing the reason I wanted to talk about that locker room, that is where you can that gives you the snapshot of kind of where the team is. And you see them coming together. It's a fun group, and you just hope that they're coalescing around each other at the right time and it feels as if they're playing some of their best ball, obviously, January and February.
So one moment here for a serious college sports conversation question here. So the way that it is now with the transfer portal and NIL, which I hate when people say that way, but that's what it is. The way that a team comes together, you don't really see it the way that you maybe used to during Barry Alvarez's coaching days or even a decade ago, where it's a lot of new faces and it might take a little time that you can't measure how good a team looks in November, December. It comes down to how you're playing later in the season. Is that true for football, basketball, every sport now?
Well, I can only speak on football and basketball. Things flipped. It used to be you have your core guys and then you would sprinkle a freshman that was coming in and find a way. You just look back at the Final Four teams with Bronson Koenig and Nigel Hayes. It was those guys that you let them grow and find their role by the end of the season. Now you have your core guys, but you have to, it's almost inverted, where they're all figuring out together, because it can't just be, well, this is how we do things. No, I don't know how Boyd is going to play. And Matt said it. It takes a little time to find that chemistry that they can learn how to play off of each other in a meaningful way. And you heard Illinois' coach Underwood kind of talking about they think it's one of the best backcourts, is Izzo, one of the best backcourts not only in the Big Ten but in the nation. And that takes a little time to figure out. So the same thing in football. You're going to have a ton of new starters, a system. You're going to have to. Coaching is going to matter even more. How you bring guys together, how you get those guys to believe and trust each other. You don't have 3 and 4 years now. You have 6 months. And really you have 2 or 3 months to get that built. And then once training camp starts, you bring it all together. And those are big challenges for both the players and the coaches.
So Joe Lunardi just came out this morning with his updated bracketology. He has Wisconsin as one of the teams on the rise right now. He projects them as an 8 seed in the West region. They'd face SMU round 1 and then Arizona.
Right now we're an 8 seed?
Yeah. How do you feel like the Badgers, if they stay on that 8-9 seed line, can they make the Sweet 16?
No.
Those 1 seeds are really good.
Benny Brust, actually, when I did my KBN hit Tuesday, he said you got to stay out of the 8-9. You have to get 6, 7, 5, 6, or 7. Yeah, exactly. 8-9 you can't be in this year just because now, granted, we beat Michigan will be a 1 seed, but that was obviously everything fell the way it needed to for us to win that game. I think as this thing unfolds and if we continue to play better, I think we have an opportunity to be in that 5-6 range, and you do that. Yeah, your chances, increase by a bunch.
The Big Ten is really good. The Big 12 is really good. The rest of the conferences are not that good this year, and so I think as we get to crunch time where they're actually putting the brackets together, I think they'll be in a good spot come the end of this thing. I think they can get to where Ben says they should be, and I agree with him. Happy Ben Brust Day, belated to those who celebrate for the half-court shot earlier this week. Yep. And a reminder, we did talk to Matt Lepay about this, Stan Van Gundy, Greg Gard when he joined us earlier this week, and it is now in theaters. Wisconsin coming together this month for a story that means everything to Badgers fans. A Road at Night, documentary chronicling former Badgers player and coach Howard Moore and the 2019 tragedy that forever changed his family. You can see it on the big screen at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison, starting today through Thursday, February 13th to the 19th. There are exclusive post-screening panels during the opening weekend this weekend. So tonight, filmmaker panel with director John Roach and Jarrell Moore. February 14th, Badger Basketball Night with Stan Van Gundy, Rashard Griffith, and Andy Kilbride. And on February 15th, a powerful conversation on faith, family, and healing. One story, one community, A Road at Night. And again, it is playing not just with those special screenings, but all throughout the week at the Marcus Point Cinema in Madison, February 13th through the 19th. All proceeds support Howard Moore's ongoing care. Find showtimes, get tickets, aroadatnight.com. Again, that site, aroadatnight.com. That's the name of the documentary. Powerful stuff, as we've heard throughout the course of this week. Hopefully you get a chance to support Howard in his ongoing treatment and come together along with the rest of Badger Nation supporting him. aroadatnight.com. We're going to get back to the Green Bay Packers. I took a phone call off air from a fan yesterday. He really wanted to hear what Tausch had to say about something on the Packers' offensive line. And I said, you know what? I've got just the chance to do that tomorrow when I'm hosting the show. So we will get back to Green Bay Packers conversation. A question about the Packers rotation on the offensive line in 2 minutes on Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
2.3 million.
This President's Day, stand up for comfort and real savings at Steinhafels. Celebrate with big deals store-wide. Get $50 off every $4.99 you spend. Save on sofas, sectionals, dining, bedrooms, and mattresses, plus amazing doorbusters. Make your dream room more affordable with no interest financing until 2031 when you spend $19.99 or more. Plus, get a $200 MasterCard. Hurry, shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, founder of the Neal Group and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. Happy New Year. Hopefully you enjoyed the holidays and spent time relaxing. Now it's tax time. I know. It's not the most wonderful time of the year, wondering if you are getting a refund or owe, waiting for all the forms to come, and wondering what is deductible. Control the situation instead of letting it control you. Let us help you understand all the new tax laws, how they affect you, and how to take advantage of them. Last year, we helped Janet and Norm go from owing $43,000 to getting a $500 refund. We can help you, too. The first meeting is free. Call now, 414-325-2040, or visit nealgroup.net. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040. or nealgroup.net.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. Jesse and Tausch today. Jason at a gymnastics meet taking place in the early hours of the morning today. Best of luck to he and the family, everybody competing there. Thanks to Matt Lepay for joining us in the 10 o'clock hour. If you missed any of the conversation, you can check it on the ESPN Wisconsin app or available soon on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel as well. Big game tonight for Wisconsin hosting 10th-ranked Michigan State. Back to the Green Bay Packers, though. So I got a call off air yesterday from somebody who was unable to stay on with us. And I said, this warrants more conversation than just the delightful surprise or biggest disappointment quick hitters that we did yesterday. And I said, I promise you I will bring this up, especially for Tausch, was the request from Patrick in Monona.
Okay.
Here is the question.
You took notes.
I did, yeah.
Look at you.
Wilde and Tausch top. Believe it or not, I actually do when you say.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No,
when you say write down topics, I got a list now.
Hey, what did I say about that? What did you? And you're like, oh, what am I supposed to be, your personal secretary?
No, I don't take notes of when you're saying
when
interesting
I specify,
things.
And then you clip me on stuff. I tell you, like, that was clippable. My difference maker difference, and you don't clip that.
I don't even do half of the clips.
Well, we know that.
We got people for that now.
Well aware of that.
I think that was a backhanded compliment. As a way of saying thanks for writing down this question from Patrick and Monona. You're welcome.
Front-handed compliment.
I appreciate the kind words, Tausch.
Hey, great
Thanks.
compliment.
Patrick in Monona. Tausch.
Yeah.
Why have the Packers self-scouted the offensive line so poorly and made all the wrong choices on what to do over the last 2 years?
That is so. I wouldn't go that far as what Patrick said, but I will say this. You have to trust your process, and that process has been very good with both Ted and with Goody for a while. What you don't want to do is get overreactionary. I felt like after that Philly playoff game 2 years ago, we overreacted. That season, we had a pretty good offensive line for the most part. There's always you want to improve, but I really felt like we decided we got bully-balled. We couldn't protect, and when Elton Jenkins got hurt, it was a complete blank show. And then we overreacted, and we decided we're going to get bigger. This game, the game up front, yes, it's a physical game. It's not what it used to be. It's now about being athletic, getting up on the next level, and being able to cut people off. The days of road grading people into submission, you can do the tush push, and you have Jalen Hurts and that Philadelphia way that they do things. Guess what happened? Philly's O-line coach left, and they're talking about revamping that group. You want athletes that can move and that can cover people up. I think that we got away from that a little bit. So as far as the evaluation process, I felt like we got a little overreactionary. Now we need to react because last year was the worst of the group. Just in the run game statistics, you can get into the movement and not being consistent. That would help if you could get your 5, let them play together. We haven't had that in a while. So that would be how I would kind of describe that. I still think that we bring in good players. I think Jordan Morgan is going to be a good football player. We'll see. I don't think they've done him any favors with having him play all these different spots. Let him see. Let him grow. He's going to have some reps that aren't going to be great. Guess what? Every player does. Trent Williams gets beat. Now, I want to see consistency, and I want to see him grow. I want to see him get stronger so he can take on power. But his footwork, the reason they drafted him in the first round wasn't to play right guard. It was to play left tackle. And it's taken a little bit longer than I think all of us kind of would have liked. But this is a big offseason. They have to get it right because people would say, well, the offense was too conservative. No, it wasn't. Against the Bears, that wasn't the case. We couldn't protect. We didn't give Jordan really a great shot. Now, he missed some throws. There were some things that happened in that second half that needs to get evaluated. But as a whole, the reason that this offense, when it was kind of stunted, it was because teams sat back, wouldn't give up big plays. We weren't patient, and we could not run the ball consistently. And when that happens, it limits what you can be as an offense. That needs to change. And the running game needs to be evaluated in a big way, and I'm certain that's what Brian Gutekunst is doing.
Well, I hope I'm representing Patrick and Monona well when I ask this follow-up question as well. The Packers, it always felt like when they had moved on from offensive linemen under Ted Thompson for a long time, it was kind of like the Brewers moving on from starting pitchers or position. Like it always felt like they made the right choice at the right time. And guys would go play somewhere else, and they wouldn't be quite as good when that would happen. Or it was kind of it was time for the next guy. Old
guys is what it was.
Yeah, it was time for the next guy to step up, and it always seemed like for a decade and a half, maybe 2 decades, it was always the right choice. And now in the last couple of years, moving Elton Jenkins over and putting Jordan Morgan in, and now this Rasheed Walker and Sean Rhyan are they're unrestricted free agents. I don't know what that means for their future if one of them or both or neither will be back. But it just feels like there's now this run of the last couple of years that Patrick's talking about where every decision has not worked out, as opposed to when every decision did work out for the duration of 2 decades. So what changed in the philosophy?
Every is probably strong, but the big moves, bringing Banks in, I thought by the end of the year he was playing a better ball. But moving Elton didn't work. And part of it was whether he was holding out or he was hurt. That consistency and having guys playing and getting in there and doing the work throughout the offseason and training camp is important. Banks was hurt with his back. Sheeto missed time. We didn't know who was going to play right guard. You had Sean Rhyan. It just never felt like they wanted Sean Rhyan. Wanted to put Jordan Morgan. So really, with the exception of Zach Tom, and even then, remember before he signed his deal, it was, it's going to be an open competition. Yeah, we all understand that, but that's not really how it goes. You just have too much uncertainty. And is that because these guys haven't elevated to the point where you know that's certain? That's possible. But you have to trust your folks. And when you draft guys high, they're going to play. That's just how this works. and you hope you get the right people. But, yeah, from a decision-making standpoint and from kind of putting the right pieces together, the puzzle hasn't worked the last couple seasons, there's no doubt.
Talk a little more Packers, NFL coming up next. In the meantime, Tausch, tell us about UW Credit Union.
Indeed, for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here forever you, proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals. And people always ask me, why did you join UW Credit Union, old T? Well, I want to keep my banking local. I love their member-first service. I love the great perks like early payment, but I love how involved in the community UW Credit Union is. We'll see them at the Kohl Center tonight. They're everywhere. You see events, UW Credit Union is there. And if you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom will make you do crazy things, but, man, this makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did. It is federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
We got a memo. Adam Schefter tweeting about a memo from the NFL in a grievance with the NFLPA. Tausch is intrigued by it. We're going to hear what he says about it. Coming up next, it's Jesse and Tausch on Wilde and Tausch.
This is
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Tune in to KBN these next 2 weeks for your updates on the International Hockey Tournament. Whether your team is winning or losing, get ready because Screamin' Sicilian Tavern-style pizzas are now just $5.99 at Metcalf's February 12th through the 18th. We're talking thin, crispy crust, bold, piled high toppings, and unbeatable flavor in every bite. Win the gold with Screamin' Sicilian. More toppings, more flavor, more amore.
Calling all seafood lovers, the lobster salad sub is officially back at Cousin Subs. Fresh lobster mixed with our creamy signature mayo, topped with tomato and onion, served over crisp lettuce and finished with a sprinkle of Old Bay. All on our fresh-baked Italian bread. It's a crave-worthy classic you can enjoy in store, online, or on the app, but only through April 5th. So catch it while you can. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
February means big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath makeover and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time during our February winter savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com now. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. And from now through February 22nd, our listeners get 35% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $50 with the code ESPN35. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Imagine working with a contractor that quits halfway through a project or never calls you back when you have questions. Or worse, takes your money and you never see them again. Unfortunately, we hear about them all the time. Hi, this is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and Siding Unlimited is absolutely not that company. Siding Unlimited has been doing business for 32 years, proving to be an honest, ethical, and forthright company. If you're looking for the honest guys for your next siding, windows, roofing, and doors project, stop by sidingunlimited.com today.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Wilde Tausch, Jesse and Tausch. We got a memo to get to here in a second from the NFL. Adam Schefter tweeted about it this morning. I did want to say this before our show was up today. So I was talking to my dad when I was driving to Menominee on Wednesday afternoon. And he said, when are you guys going to stop talking about what the Packers are going to do this offseason? I said, never. Have you ever listened to our show? Like, that's
what does he want us to talk about?
I asked him. I said, what do you want us to talk about?
Brewers?
He said, what channel are the Brewers going to be on?
Brewers.com.
We don't know.
No, it's Brewers.com.
Well,
yeah, it's like MLB.
It's $99 for the year.
No, hang on.
Is that not right?
Hang on.
Yeah, Rob Manfred. I read a Jeff Passan article yesterday. He's trying to get when the TV deals are up in 2028, where every I guess every. I know.
This is the problem.
Every team.
Rob Manfred
Every team would have their own local. Fans would be able to watch their team on local TV.
The Dodgers are getting $600 billion or whatever it is. They're not going to just uniformly do that. They need to do what the NFL does in rev share.
Yeah, I think that's what he wants to do.
But that would be ideal.
But then what channel are they going to be on? We don't know.
Brewers would be on Fox.
There's plenty of streaming that you just figure it out.
Well, you can't bump Hell's Kitchen every Tuesday.
NFL style, and you nationalize it.
No.
Yes.
There's 162 games. You can't do national TV regional-wise for every game. That's preposterous.
The networks are willing to do it.
You
they
understand?
Give it
the money. We're watching a luge. We're watching a luge.
Yeah. Once every 4 years we watch the luge.
No, we're watching a luge.
What about it?
There's pickleball is on CBS Sports Network. What are we talking about? If you want, there's 100 channels. If ESPN has streaming, you can watch every blanking game on Saturday in college football. Matter of fact, with Coach Eck, I watched Idaho games, could watch New Mexico games at your fingertips. That's where it's going. So, yes, you can have, there will be local deals. I believe ESPN has local deals. I think Fox has local deals. It would be not that difficult to do.
I'm sure that it will likely get there. But the question right now
you
is...
act like it's absurd. What do you mean? Didn't Netflix just grab games? Paramount's got games. Everybody's got games. So do it like the NFL and have 4 different carriers. All right, well, here's the deal. The Major League Baseball, you're going to have the NL has this, the AL has this. Boom, boom. AL's got on Fox, NL's on ESPN. This isn't that hard.
Your big picture philosophy on this, I understand, and I think you're right on that's where it's going to go. I think you're right. The question is, what channel are the Brewers going to be on this year? And we don't know the answer to that yet. You can sign up for brewers.tv. You can do a year-long subscription. I think it's a little more than $1 a game it ends up being, or maybe a little less than $1. It's around $1 a game. Let's say that. So
yeah, it's a little cheaper than Bally Sports Wisconsin was last year. It's like $15 cheaper.
So that's the option that for sure will be available. And then we're waiting to see what local channels will likely have the Brewers games in all the different markets around the state. But it's not going to be on FanDuel unless it is. But I don't think it's going to be because there's a way they would whatever. So, Real Dad, Usher George. We don't know what channel the Brewers are going to be on.
But isn't it Brewers.com?
It's brewers.tv, which is brewers.com is where you go to buy tickets. Brewers.tv is where you sign up for the TV plan.
I bet there will be a link to brewers.tv on brewers.com.
Just put brewers.com in and something will show up.
Yeah.
The easy answer. This I know. Tune into 620 WTMJ on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
There you
You're going to have everything you're going to want, and you can paint your own picture. How's that?
1 week from tomorrow, first spring training game on the radio. Yeah.
They haven't even reported yet, have they?
They did on Wednesday.
They did? Yep. Okay.
Miz is in the house. Everybody's in the house. Yep, they're ready to go. Adam Schefter tweeting this morning, the NFL informed all 32 teams today in a memo that it prevailed in its grievance versus the NFLPA and that its team report cards. An arbitrator determined the NFLPA's conduct violated the CBA and ordered it to stop making public any future report cards.
Lame. It's amazing. They made teams change, and it's been genius, and they shouldn't stop. You put a memo all you want. You know what? That's one of those cases where a Wilde, a Domofsky, and just do their own surveys and put it in their publications. They can't stop that. Every team should just do that. Every beat writer, because you want to get clicks and you want to do some work. I would tell Jason right now, you want to get some good off-field stuff? Go and just poll everybody and say, how do you rank this, and then they can put out the report. You can't stop that. They can force the NFLPA, I guess. I don't know why. I hope that that's not part of the 18-game negotiation. Oh, we'll let you do those surveys again if you give us an 18th game.
What's the value of the report cards? Why is it so important?
What did I just tell you? They're giving these guys They embarrassed the owners into forcing them to build. Arizona stunk. Guess what? They're building a brand new spanking state-of-the-art facility. New England got poor grades. They got it because you can say what you want, but these owners don't want to be known as cheap, and we're not winning because we're not giving our players top-notch facilities. Green Bay, that was never, especially as of late, never even a concern. They got A's and A-minuses. You look at some of these other places, they're getting F's. Kansas City. All of these places are, and then you get that bad PR, and all of a sudden it forces your hand, just like the concussion thing did. You're not going to get owners to do anything they don't want until they're forced to, in most cases. Not the good owners, but unfortunately, as we've seen, there's the teams that can't make the playoffs. In 15 years, with 7 seeds for half of them, they get Fs, and then what they do, instead of fixing their facilities, they fight with memos and lawyers. And you know what? You might win the short term, but you won't win the long term. So I would recommend Jason and any other beat writer, hey, it's slow this offseason. Let me just say I want to get grades from everybody. I'll accumulate it, and then I will give the report. I don't think with the freedom of the press that they can stop that.
And how do you think that's going to go over when you propose that to Jason, that he do that?
I don't think Jason will want to do it, but what I would say is like a young Riley Yauk. Someone young that has got that fire in their belly that is going to dig in and go, because there's going to be a lot of work. And maybe Jason will want to do it. I don't know.
Well, they already have all the categories. Look at past report cards.
You
just
can
like,
add stuff.
You want Riley Yauk, our producer today, the cousin sub of the day,
Riley,
to do the new report card.
This I know about Riley. He has an enthusiasm that is awesome. He wants to be good. He wants to work. It's like give him something. He's like a dog chasing a bone. All right, I'll go get it.
Yeah.
Am I right?
If I was given the resources to do this, that'd be awesome. I'd love to.
All you really need is a press pass and get up to Lambeau. And then just get to work. All you got to do is start getting the ball rolling. You don't think players will be singing like a bird. Oh, yeah. Well, they stopped us from doing it on these surveys. They ain't going to stop ESPN Wisconsin from sending a survey. That I know. Last time I checked in this country, you can still do that. ESPN Wisconsin's survey of the Green Bay Packers is this. ESPN Cleveland has this. It's a no-brainer. Yeah. But it's going to be a lot of work.
Get journalists, get a beat reporter, get a station.
Get a young whippersnapper that wants to crack some eggs and make an omelet.
Let's call up all 32 cousin subs of the day producers from the mid-morning shows from all the stations in the NFL.
So you have to, this is the politics of this is going to be a little goofy. So ESPN is now an owner with the NFL.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Last time I checked, ESPN Wisconsin's not.
That's the line. I'm not going to.
Well, did something happen?
I don't want Mickey Mouse mad. I don't know how it's going to happen.
I don't think there's any way, if the players are willing to talk to me, that they can stop me
I
if
will
I had a press
assure
pass.
you, players will be more than happy to give their opinions on these things. That I assure you. Because guess what? Now they know it worked. There have been very few chess pieces that have actually been effective in getting things done. This was one of them. And now they try to shut it down. It ain't going to happen. I promise you this won't happen. They might win this first little court order injunction or whatever it is. They ain't going to get guys to stop because this thing worked, and it worked really well.
We're still going to draw our trivia winner. We still have Whoa Riley, with Riley leading the way. And we have a special guest scheduled to join us for Feel Good Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints. That's all still to come on the Jesse and Tausch edition of Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, driven by Zim.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Mark Tauscher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This President's Day, stand up for comfort and real savings at Steinhoffel's. Celebrate with big deals store-wide. Get $50 off every $4.99 you spend. Save on sofas, sectionals, dining, bedrooms, and mattresses, plus amazing doorbusters. Make your dream room more affordable with no interest financing until 2031 when you spend $19.99 or more. Plus, get a $200 MasterCard. Hurry, shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the Neary Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free DesignWorks rendering. Rest easy with Pella's 10-year limited warranty and get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Tax refund season is here, but at Cunis, you don't need your tax refund to get a great ride. Right now, during the Cunis Keep Your Refund event, you don't have to spend your tax refund to drive something you'll love. Why? Because Cunis has added a huge selection of over 1,200 affordable pre-owned vehicles available right now across 3 Milwaukee area locations. That's Oak Creek Buick GMC, Greenfield Buick GMC, and Hope Chevrolet. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, all makes and models, and all priced to fit your budget, so you can hang on to your refund for the things that matter most. Pay down bills, take a trip, start a project, spend your refund how you want. With over 1,200 affordable vehicles, chances are the perfect one is waiting for you without touching your tax refund. Shop Cunis Oak Creek Buick GMC, Greenfield Buick GMC, and Hope Chevrolet today. The Keep Your Refund event, only at Cunis. Start your search at CunisMKE.com.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen and Encanto in one exciting family experience. Sing along with Anna and Elsa in wintry Arendelle. and celebrate the power of love. Y Familia with Mirabel and Bruno in the show everyone will be talking about, live in your hometown. Now playing at Fiserv Forum this week. Great seats still available. Visit DisneyOnIce.com and get your tickets today.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Wilde Tausch, Jesse and Tausch. We do need to draw a trivia winner. We have a lot to do here in the last few minutes of the show. So, all right, let's draw a trivia winner. Now, I kind of messed up writing down the names this week, so I have this piece of paper here, but Riley is going to draw out of the cheese fry helmet. Riley, please do the honors of selecting our trivia winner.
The winner is whoever was from Tuesday.
Which was number what?
2.
See, that's where I messed it up. It actually wasn't Tuesday. It was Thursday, which is Kevin in Lake Geneva.
Hey!
Congratulations to Kevin in Maui,
Just
Lake
wait a second.
Geneva.
So the Tuesday winner was actually a Thursday winner?
No, it's the numbers for the chips were different than the.
Why?
Long story. We don't need to get into it. Kevin in Lake Geneva, who played from Maui.
If I'm Tuesday's contestant, I'm very irritated.
Riley, I mean, that was just false.
I saw 2, and it's always gone Monday 1,
Yeah,
Tuesday
one
2,
is Monday,
Wednesday
Tuesdays
3.
2.
That's not what happened this week. That's not how we did it. So I apologize.
Why was Thursday all of a sudden 2?
I lost the chip.
What do you mean you lost the chip?
I lost one of the chips. So I didn't have enough chips for
I ain't gonna lie to you. If I'm Tuesday, I don't know who Tuesday's contestant was. I'm filing a steward's inquiry.
No, it has nothing. We did it the right way. Riley just said the wrong thing. He should have just said
I wasn't informed of that.
Plead it to the trivia court because I am not buying what you're selling.
It's bad enough we can't even get the trivia questions to be on par. Now we can't even do the drawing the right way.
It's all in shambles.
Kevin, who played in Maui from Lake Geneva, congratulations on the trivia win. Cousin Subs,
By the way,
Iron Jock prize pack coming in.
Terrible time to go over to Maui. It has been monsoon city over there for 4 days.
Ooh, good thing he was only spending 1 day.
Yeah, what a crazy deal.
Real. Get out of there.
Before we get to our
Is he
special.
a pilot? You think he's a pilot?
Well, I assume so, and then you said, well, at least he can sleep on the ride home, and I was like, I don't think that's what he can do.
Still, there's other pilots. I think co-pilot, you could, there's like, not just,
That's a long solo trip.
They don't take turns napping. That's
how do you know?
I guess I just assume.
You know, there's not always just 2. There could be 3. One of them takes a little nap.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know?
I'm saying I would think at 8 or 9 hour flight.
You don't know either.
It's all just conjecture.
Very quickly, Will Riley, what do you got?
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
All right, I want to start this edition of Whoa Riley by shouting out a diehard Wilde and Tausch fan that I found out about.
Your new girlfriend.
Nope, but she is a new fan.
Ah, all right.
Subscribe?
Welcome
Is she a
aboard.
YouTube subscriber?
No, I need to get her subscribed to the YouTube channel. We'll get on that. But diehard Wilde and Tausch fan, I met his son at a Bible study on Wednesday. I brought up what I did for work, mentioned I was filling in on Wilde and Tausch. And my friend over here is like, like he nods his head like he knows the show. And I'm like, do you listen to Wilde and Tausch? And he's like, no, I don't, but my dad loves the show. He listens every morning.
Well, what's his name?
Jerry in Wanakee. Shout out Jerry in Wanakee.
All right,
and
Jerry.
his son, Jared.
Appreciate you, Jerry.
Jerry's son is Jared?
Yep. Jerry.
That's fun.
Jerry and Jared in Wanakee. Great family.
Well, let's get Jared listening. Let's go.
Yeah, apparently he doesn't call in. We got to get him to call in at some point.
Well, did you ask him what's Jerry's favorite thing about the show?
No.
See, that's always the follow-up.
Didn't get too in-depth,
You don't have to follow up. Sometimes you can just say
he likes
thank
the
you.
follow-up. You always say, ask the people when they say they're fans of the show, ask them what their favorite thing is about the show to see if they're fakes
like
or for
when
real.
somebody yells something and it's show-related. I never said you need to pry into why they like the show. If you're listening, I'm happy. I don't care what your reasoning is. Period.
They'd be like, I hate that show so much, but
That's fine.
I love
passion.
to
I want
hate
passion.
it as I listen.
Passion.
All right, well, what's up,
Speaking
Jerry?
of passion, what do we got? Give us your little Valentine's Day plans.
Yep. So the plan is take her. We're
420, booth 420
exactly,
at the Nary
so
Spring
we're
Home
going
Improvement
to
Show. Yep.
Pella booth first.
And the Steinhoffel's President's Day sale.
Exactly.
Check that out, too.
We're hitting those first. Then we got a nice dinner reservation. I planned it out. It's a nice spot. Just in case she's listening, I'm not going to say where it is because I want it to be a surprise. But we're getting dressed up. It's going to be nice. Very
fancy.
excited. Got the last reservation at this place for 8:30 p.m. So it's a late dinner.
Yikes.
But we got it done. It's going to be awesome. Really excited. Then on Sunday, she's coming down to my home in Janesville to meet my grandma. So that's going to be fun, too. Wow. So making moves this weekend. It's going to be fun.
Just was
Very
down
excited.
in Janesville on Tuesday. Beautiful hockey facility down there.
Yeah, they just, I'm not going to say
Yep,
it.
I was going to say, don't say it.
Yep, but it's brand new. I've heard very good things.
It's very nice. Yeah, they did a great job.
Yep, at the old mall.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
All right.
it's kind of dead now, but I think that's kind of the
It was
point. They're
bumpy
trying to build
Tuesday
it
night. Big win for the SP Cardinals, or SP United.
We have no Valentine's
For the
plans.
Bluebirds.
You doing anything Valentine's
Yeah,
Day?
we're going to the game tonight.
Oh, that's your Valentine's Day.
Nice.
All right, have fun.
No big dinner, nothing tomorrow. You got sports tomorrow?
We got stuff, yeah.
Okay.
We might do something tomorrow night.
Okay.
We'll keep you updated.
All right.
Look forward to a full report on Monday. That's it for Will Riley. We have a very special guest set to join us for Feel Good Friday. Nate Pokrast, Tournament Director of the AmFam Championship. Got something to share with us coming up next. It's Feel Good Friday on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
A Road at Night is a documentary chronicling former Badgers player and coach Howard Moore and the 2019 tragedy that forever changed his family. You can see it on the big screen at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison, February 13th through the 19th, with exclusive post-screening panels during the opening weekend. A Road at Night, February 13th through 19th at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison. All proceeds support Howard Moore's ongoing care. Find showtimes and get tickets right now at aroadatnight.com.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it, we help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait, call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. This Marquette Minute is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings is the official viewing party location for Marquette road games this season.
Marquette still searching for its first road win of the season after a 77-74 loss at Villanova. The Golden Eagles had their chances, building a 9-point second-half lead, but couldn't close it out late. Turnovers again proved costly as Marquette gave Villanova extra possessions that turned into key points during the Wildcats' late run. Head coach Shaka Smart.
Way too many turnovers first half, and then down the stretch, a lack of poise. Sometimes that goes along with youth. It's on us to make sure that we learn from it, and we will.
Royce Parham paced MU with a career-high 26 points and 11 rebounds. The Golden Eagles dropped to 9-16 overall and 4-10 in Big East play. They're back on the road Saturday at Xavier.
This Marquette Minute is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings is the official viewing party location for Marquette road games this season. Check out the Golden Eagles watch party schedule at gomarquette.com/BWW.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night Show for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The American Family Insurance Championship returns to Madison June 5th through the 7th this year at TPC, Wisconsin. Joining us now, Tournament Director Nate Pokras. Nate, long time no talk. How you been?
Good morning. How you doing?
We are wonderful and exciting news.
It's golf weather out there, Nate.
Well,
You going to get out, take the clubs out this afternoon, go get you a quick 9?
I'll tell you, it's looking pretty good. I think almost into the 60s, maybe even on Monday.
I saw 56 this weekend, yeah.
Yeah, Tausch, I'll see you on the first tee.
Let's do it. Absolutely.
Nate, some exciting news for the AmFam Championship. Every year we look forward, of course, to the golf and the entire event. It takes over the entire city of Madison, and one of the big hallmarks is the concert that takes place each year. Nate, can you tell us who the concert is this year for the AmFam Championship?
Yeah, you touched on it. AmFam Champ Week is a great opportunity as we welcome the PGA Tour champions back to Madison, but it is more than just golf. We try to create a week-long celebration of activities, and we're excited to have our annual concert again Friday, June 5th, Breeze Stevens Field, and we're excited to welcome Grammy Award-winning group Little Big Town.
Yeah, that'll be a good show.
Every year it just gets better and better, and can you kind of go through, and this is our Feel Good Friday, but I know, Steve, and I always love this part of it because, yes, the golf's great. You had a different format last year. You have the great concert. You have the celebrity foursome. It hasn't been as good as the first year, but that's another story for another day. But the amount of money that is raised throughout the state of Wisconsin from this event, and how just how emotional Steve and Nikki and the entire Stricker operation gets. It's my favorite part, and that usually is in December. Can you kind of give us a running tally of where you're at with this AmFam Championship and how much money you guys have raised?
Yeah, I know, Tausch, we've never been able to top the celebrity group from 2016.
I made the mistake of beating Steve at his own event. I should have learned. I should have known better.
You gotta know better.
Beating him by 2 strokes was a bridge too far, but go ahead.
Yes, but as you touched on, what's great about working with the PGA Tour and hosting a PGA Tour Champions event, all the dollars stay right in our community, and that's what's outstanding about it. One, we've been able to have over $100 million economic impact here in Dane County, but first and foremost is the philanthropic impact. It's all for charity. We've been able to give nearly $22 million back to charitable organizations, half of that to American Family Children's Hospital, the other half to hundreds of organizations here in the community. We're really proud of that in the end of having an outstanding fun week of music and golf and all these activities, in the end, the community benefits and so many great organizations, including American Family Children's Hospital.
Isn't it? I know you feel the same way. You've known Steve for a long time, but isn't that it means so much to him and his family to be able to make that kind of impact, which all of us are always looking to do, and for him and American Family Insurance to partner up and do it, I'm always amazed at it, and I always love to see how impactful it is, not only in the community, but also to Steve.
Yeah, you can see throughout all around the country, the game of golf is used as a platform to be able to do great in your community. And what Steve and Nikki and American Family Insurance, what we've been able to do here in Madison, you can see it in Steve right away when we're able to make the charitable announcement each November and December. It's emotional for him, but he's proud of it. We're all proud. And we can't thank the community enough, all the corporate partners, the volunteers, all the fans that come out. It's really an unbelievable group that everybody rallies around that week to have an outstanding time and impact the community.
I'm on the website right now, amfamchampionship.com, the ongoing countdown, 111 days to the AmFam Championship at TPC, Wisconsin. And as you said, Tausch, the weather this weekend has us feeling like golf is right around the corner. Can't wait after the long winter. Nate Pokras, Tournament Director of the AmFam Championship. Thanks so much for joining us. We look forward to catching up as we get closer to the event.
Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.
You too. Nate Pokras, Tournament Director, AmFam Championship. Little Big Town. You going to go?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you're always.
I don't think we maybe missed one, but yeah, that's a staple, man. That is you know what? The concert's great, but it's just you're out and you have. It is a great event. I couldn't recommend. If you're available, head on down there. You're doing it for a great cause, and it's a great venue, great music. Great night.
Maybe Riley and his Valentine will be there as well.
Megan
June
Maroney
5th.
Last year. Pretty fire. Pretty fire.
That's it for the show today. Thanks to Matt Lepay. Thanks to Jason for taking the day off so that I could step into this seat. Thanks to Tausch for coming into the studio. Appreciate all the hard work you put in here, pal. You're the best.
Thanks, buddy.
And pilots do take naps. I have word from up north, Joe.
It's almost shocking that I was right again.
Thanks to Riley for producing the show. And thanks to all of you for coming along. As Jason always says, have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
Mark Tauscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
All-Star Weekend. We'll talk with him about what LeBron James is doing at his advanced age, 23 years.